while I link bomb.
Ah!
Oh,
Every session needs one.
okay.
Alright then. So, how are we all this fine week? Alright then. Who's ready to die?
No, good.
Eh.
Never. I like this character.
Well, never expected to survive.
Yeah, that's fair.
I very seldom kill player characters, but it can happen when you're dealing with high explosives. And people who can spit fire out of their fingertips.
Yeah, that's why Brimstone stays in the back.
Yep. It's usually a good rule of thumb. Want to keep your anus? Then don't put the fire in the way.
It's more magic is
This is where This-
fucking weird.
I guess this is where Ash has made a scatter dice for explosives to send little explosives all over the map.
No, not quite, but
I don't.
there
think
are
the
some explosives at play, and if they go off, they could be dealing quite a lot of damage.
I don't think the explosives in play are compartmentalized enough to do that.
You don't know.
I don't. And I hope they haven't somehow developed cluster bombs.
You'll see. Anyways, once everyone is ready to go, we can go ahead and get started. I guess as something to aid in our vamping, we can go ahead and get some player introductions out of the way. I know Danny can't do hers.
I can start.
Yeah.
I'm Andy. Yeah.
Hello, I am Armored Hunter. I may be a bit quiet today because I am tired and have headache.
Alright then.
That sounds like a you problem.
I know it is.
Good.
That sounds like a problem that could be cured by sucking down some coffee.
I did have some coffee this morning already.
Or
I'm
whiskey,
now
so
going to
that's
try
smart.
this. I'm now going to try this blue menu sparkling lemon water or lemon sparkling water.
I'm drinking cranberry juice. For better or for worse. Alright. Failsy, you're up next.
I am Fail Trolls. I am here.
Yeah. Do you want to tell them about the situation that you might have to leave in a little bit?
Yes, I'll have to leave for a short while because I'm having a caravan delivered.
Alright then.
I can finally get out of this little cardboard box that sweeps away every fucking storm.
Rip.
Alright then. Now remains you, Eldritch Abomination Man.
Yes. Man.
Well, I included the first part of your title first.
I know. I am Mythosia.
Nothing else? Just
Yeah,
Mythosia?
we're dealing with high explosives. I need to save my energy.
Fair enough. Alright then.
Okay. Link bombing is done.
Alright, go ahead and introduce yourself and we can get rolled into this.
Howdy, 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 y'all. I'm Danny Boop. I am the reason that these campaigns are even streamed, and I am a sentimental git.
Hey, it's useful for whenever I forget crap.
Yeah, because then you can just go back and listen to the VOD.
Yep. I can only write down so much of the crap that comes out of my mouth. Alrighty then. And hello everyone, I'm Ash, the DM. It's going to be fun today because they're going to explode! But speaking of while we're in this...
No go boom.
maybe go boom. But speaking of while we're in this situation, last realm, session 29. Our band of intrepid adventurers, Keta the Sublucidus Bard, Dravenche the Human Dancer, Mordegon the Hexblade Warlock, Failsy the Sorcerer, and Brimstone, he who teaches Goblin Gun. The party finds themselves still with much in the way of free time on their hands while waiting for the events of Morrigan's vision to occur. Failing all else and finding many possible threads forward to take, they decide to pursue the most immediate one before them. A band of goblins calling themselves the Powder Gangers have set up shop in the forest west of the Emerald Plateau, and now the party finds themselves pursuing this group upon finding out that they are seeking another piece of this strange rainbow-colored crystal. So to pick us back up where we left off last time, you all are, if I remember rightly, beginning your march after this essentially goblin raiding party that is going forward to this cave in an attempt to destroy it and get to this crystals that they have found within. Your friend, who I have to look up the name of because I forgot to write it down.
Osnig.
Yeah, Osnig. I thought it was Kosnig for some reason. Osnig, yeah. Your friend Osnig is currently sitting on Lee's shoulders as if he were riding a bucking bronco, and Lee is just allowing this. And to be fair, at this current moment, it's not too hard to follow your pursuer or follow your pursuees, as there's a fairly clearly laid out path from where they were marching. But for the moment, you know for a fact that you are a couple of hours behind them, so you have some time to try to plan and think about what you're going to do. So I leave you all to it, as I get the last few things ready.
Do we want to like distract them or like what?
Oops. Wrong button.
I'm really good at distracting, not good at fighting.
Much as I hate to say it, but it sounds like we are going to have to be in a fight.
I can literally do nothing in a fight against these people.
Well, that's not true. You got your pointy stick.
Am I right, Pierre?
Yeah.
That I can barely hit with?
Yeah. He says unconfidently.
At most, the most thing that I have to protect me is also going to be the thing that might scare them off the most.
Oh, that thing where you explode.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good trick.
I quite literally, if something attacks me, gouts of fire come off of me.
Being useful in combat doesn't necessarily mean hitting something until it does.
That's what am I supposed to do? Most of my spells are like made for talking to people.
Looking at Keta, does she have anything like a crossbow?
And crossbow.
Yeah, she's got a little hand crossbow. Does not look like it's seen much use.
Further than that, she's quite literally like, most of the stuff that I have is not used for, like...
Keta, can you use a crossbow?
Edley, okay?
Are you able to use a crossbow, Keta?
My hand crossbow?
How about a full-size one?
No. That's too big for me.
You look at her thin noodle arms and just realize this probably wouldn't work.
Bells is going to offer her that is very accurate since it's able to smack the ability crystal from 300 yards away.
I'm really good at, like,
Got
fighting... Technically kind of fighting with a lot of swords that are used in, like, productions. But, like...
What kind of crossbow does Felly have?
It's just a standard crossbow, but she thinks it's incredibly accurate because she managed to smash a very big crystal on the island.
It's a light
Just-
crossbow, isn't it?
It was just a really good shot.
I think he's asking if it's a light crossbow or a standard crossbow.
Standard.
I thought that was light and heavy. Light, heavy, and hand.
Light, then.
Yeah, so Keto would be able to use that. It's a simple weapon.
It's just a little stronger than a hand crossbow. But
That's,
not
that's up to
Okay.
just.
I think Keta's got more
Above
strength
game.
than Bells.
No. I got a 0.
Bells is flat 10.
Yeah.
I have 11.
Yeah. Yeah. Both those.
Not a strength heavy party, this one.
No, the strongest one of us is Lee.
I mean, like, to be honest, and she kind of points at Brimstone's scimitar. I've learned to use that, like, with, like, kind of not hitting myself in the face a couple times. And, like, I know how to use my rapier, but, like, I'm not really good at the range stuff.
I mean,
You can do other things. You commented on scaring them. Given
that-
that there's a number of goblins that are usually weaker, if you could incite disarray in them, that would give us a bit of a better opportunity in case if we're fighting.
it's also,
So,
also theorizing they're not fanatically focused.
Keta's gonna look to Lee and ask him to translate to Osning and ask him, what would you do if a scary smoke monster turns into your camp?
Scream and run.
So,
Well, no, I'd wake everyone up. Then I'd hide.
So, given the general proclivity for things, if I manage to get at least close enough to the battle site, I guess, and I'm able to do transformation, and I have the glamour cast on me, then I don't know exactly how that works in smoke form, but I think the motes of darkness might cling to me and make me look really terrifying. I mean, I know I'm just good at being terrifying, but you know.
I think you got it, Keta.
Yeah, well, what do we do if they don't want to run and they decide they want to fight the big scary smoke monster?
That's why you guys are there. I'm not gonna go there alone.
Well, obviously.
They do have a very desirable shiny that they want.
Yeah, that's
You might fight
that's
for it.
what I'm thinking. If they're all as obsessed with this thing as the hobgoblins apparently are, they're probably not going to want to give it up without a fight.
Then we just
No,
fight
I
the bigger one.
understand.
So
Well,
while that's an option, we don't know if that's going to be effective until we try it.
And if at least if you startle them enough that it leaves the explosives out in the open and just finger guns.
Okay.
We could hit the explosives and make them go boom.
Okay. I'll see what I can do. I have very limited spell capabilities of generally what I can do, but I'll see what I can do. And she's just gonna start like plucking away at her guitar.
I mean, anything you can do to distract them.
Make people blind, or at least like 2 other people blind.
That wouldn't be a terrible idea on the hobgoblins. They're probably going to be the ones who are commanding everything. It's kind of hard to command when you can't see.
I can make 1 blind and then 1 deaf. or I could make a big loud noise that could like in a square that can shatter most things. So if anything, if they have anything that's glass or anything of the sort, it might shatter.
That might be an option if they're all grouped together.
Other than that, I can light them up and I can make them really shiny so they can't hide.
How close do you have to be to shatter them?
Hold on. To shatter, I have to be at least 60 feet, and it is a 10-foot sphere.
Because you and someone else, possibly me, could sneak up, get you close enough, and you pop it off and we retreat back.
There, it is the same distance for the blindness and deafness. And then I could also try. It's blindness or deafness.
Yeah, so
Or alternatively, I could, if we find them grouped up together, I can if they're at least within 20 feet of each other, I can, make them very shiny. And they can't hide from us, which is very nice because considering it might be dark. Thing
Well,
is,
that's-
it's
that's-
indiscriminate.
Right.
If the Rencha gets in the way, he's gonna glow too.
Unfortunately, we can't exactly. We can't exactly plan for something without knowing the exact scenario we're getting into.
Then
No.
don't worry about me.
So while we can discuss possibilities, we're gonna have to kind of make a plan on the fly.
Worse come worse. I can try to talk to them.
I the little goblin. Does he? He's just wearing rags at the moment, isn't he?
Pretty much. He's like got a loincloth on.
No offense, but since they left you behind, I'm just wondering, why would they listen to you? If you haven't been able to convince them before, and they apparently consider you bottom ladder.
Well, they left behind so I watch camp. Yeah, grunt job, but still important. I run in, tell them someone attacked camp. Maybe they leave to go deal with. Leave smaller force there.
Send some of the goblins off to try to see
Should
what
I set the
happens.
camp on fire?
You guys are already leaving the camp. You guys have already left the camp, by the way.
Yeah.
That's what Fauzi's sort of musing. It's like, maybe I should have set it on fire.
It's just a thought.
I mean, if you have me at least within 30 feet of you, if things go really south, I can, make your eyes glow all different kinds of colors. So then they could be like, oh, Osnick is, super terrifying now.
I don't think
He, taps his chin. Maybe.
The ground shake underneath you.
No, eye color thing.
It's
They all do weird sparkle eye.
She's gonna kind of snap her fingers and do thaumaturgy and make her eyes glow pink.
Like that, but mini.
Okay.
Yes, I'm aware, good sir. You have a base in the back of your vehicle. Kindly turn it off while driving through a residential neighborhood.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the dog that's coming up and follows you.
No,
No.
that's just a dog.
That's my
I don't care
neighbor.
about that.
God damn it, dog! Shut up.
It doing a borf.
Yeah, fucking apparently.
Eat the dog.
Well, if we're doing all this preparedness, the
And
least
if
we can do is make sure the little goblin doesn't die.
And if he sticks near me, then I can at least somewhat protect him. I could literally just insult people to death.
Actually, how much?
He seems to be enjoying the fact you guys are keen on keeping him alive.
No offense, but I think it will probably be better to surprise them with something like the shatter, and then have Morgan and I be at the front, and the three of you. Well, the rest of you trying to take things out from afar.
To be honest, I don't really do much in the way of range.
My
Lee
crossbow?
says, looking at his two shields.
Just my crossbow?
I don't know how to use one of those.
No. What about the slap that you can do?
I don't like doing that.
Okay, but if it means like protecting the forest and not having things go boom, it might be good.
I mean, Keta, the slap specifically makes things go boom.
Okay, but it's not gonna go like make things go on fire and then boom.
I don't know that.
It won't.
I don't know that.
I'm gonna be sitting
I'm drooling so badly doing that.
Lee, I can do the same thing. It doesn't do fire.
Hey, okay. What
But
if you know
Brimstone was talking about impact explosives. Is impact not gonna make them go boom?
I don't know how magic interacts with this kind of thing. Other
Fair
than
point.
Fire, magic, acting like fire.
Also, like, plus to say that like you like exercising your magic more might lead to you not getting sick again.
I don't do magic. I got like the two things I can do, and they're like weird and they're freaky, and I don't like it.
Keta kind of has her hands like very much like in front of her face, like I want to say something really bad, but I'm not.
I'm sorry, I just don't know how to do magic.
That's why I've been teaching you.
I don't, but Papa.
Not the time for that discussion right now.
Yeah.
Just keep it in mind in case. I mean, I think at most we can maybe find a few rusty daggers that look like knives we can throw.
And
He looks at his two shields. I think I can fight Keta.
and besides, if the red,
Why am I glowing?
I should make sure
I
you
think
don't.
if the rest of us
die.
are hearing about the way you could do that shot magic slap and
I'll just
have it not risk blowing us up.
I'll just punch him with my shields. I'll hit him with my pot.
Is just gonna sigh and strum more on her guitar as she's practicing Word of Radiance. Very angry strumming.
Like straight out of the road of El Dorado, just. Alright then.
Quite literally.
So, but we do need to decide, do we try to go with a surprise to scare them, a surprise to attack them, or do we try to convince them to reduce their numbers?
I think I could. I think I could do it.
How certain are you?
Well, if I come to them, running from the camp, they know I run when things get scary. So that means if I'm coming to them, that means something got scary.
I mean, it might not be much, but I do have a spell that can make him more charismatic in the attempt to deceive them, or at least convince them to scatter.
Yeah, but
I'm not sure him glowing is going to help that, though.
Where is that going?
The mage armor made his body glow for a second and then it faded away.
And also,
Oh.
who's like? Do they know? Did they know magic? Are they going to be able to tell? What
Yes.
if it's just some cur? Okay, I'm trying to help
big-
you, Osnig.
I want you all to know Big Brain knows how to use magic.
Lovely.
shoot him first. Got it.
Okay, which big brain? There's four
Big-
of them.
The
Big
goblin.
Brain.
There's a goblin with a big brain, apparently.
His name is Big Brain.
Okay,
Like he's
okay.
actually saying a goblin name, but Leah's translating it.
Lee, I think that's a name.
Oh.
I'll read with that one.
Whoa, he's just saying big and then brain. That seems like a weird name, but okay.
The names might be descriptive.
I mean, he just stops.
Still surprised?
Osnik means acorn, but that's weird.
Still surprised.
Well, if we want to take out this one named Big Brain somehow, it would help if we knew what he looked like or what they look like.
Osnig looks at you and then takes his hands and just sort of like gestures around his head.
Yeah, when he was describing Big Brain earlier, he made it seem like it was a literal name.
Yeah,
He actually has an enlarged head.
Yeah, apparently Big Brain has a comically large head.
Alright, so we look for the one with the big head. Got it.
And ventilate his fucking skull.
What are our thoughts on trying to do a premature detonation?
Probably
If we
bad.
see a box and
That
one of us
depends.
tries to shoot it,
That depends on location. Because for all we know, they might just have them set up near where they're going to blast. They might be camping far away. If they've been experimenting enough with it, they'll know it's volatile.
Wouldn't somebody at least somewhat smart enough know to at least kind of cover the inside so if you're moving the box, it won't jostle around and then boom as you're walking?
Yeah, me and Big Brain had to work on that.
Oh, who's
First
to
few
say-
scouts blew arms off.
Yeah.
Actually, I know a lot about how to make this stuff now.
So, Osnig, is there like a covering in the box so then, like, say, oh, like we set the outside of the box on fire and then it's kind of like it has to eat away at the inside first?
Box lined with leather.
Okay, so it's kind of easy to light up.
Well, take a while to burn, but yeah.
But no, that's the thing. If we try to prematurely detonate them, it's going to give them time to put it out, I guess?
Yeah.
If we don't do it fast enough.
unless something punches through that leather.
Well,
Like what?
A
there's
bullet?
no... Well, maybe?
I don't know if those will get hot enough. possible.
Does it need to if it's punching straight through it?
I think he say put hole through leather, then fire through hole.
It's an idea, but it's not exactly like these things are quiet.
Might work.
Or if I manage to get at least one of the boxes within shatter range, it should break open the box a little bit at least.
No, I don't know what shatter is, but if it sounds like what word is, then probably.
Big spell.
Yeah, but it
Be
might
worried,
rely on
though.
pressure. Might rely on pressure to actually lend itself to an explosion. Breaking open the box might just make it light on fire, but it might not have the same effect we want it to.
Because it's not magical, it's just gonna kind of.
It's an idea, at least. It would still deny them some of their blasting powder, and who knows how much they actually need for it.
How big of an explosion are we talking about here that this stuff can make?
Well, you all are aware that there is effectively 75 pounds of you assume to be crude but potentially refined black powder.
Yeah.
You know, at least Brimstone is aware of the amount of damage that a single 1 pound stick of black powder, being dynamite, can do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, this doesn't have the other chemicals in it that makes dynamite quite so volatile, but
yeah,
it's a dangerous substance, and they have a lot of it.
It'll be a pretty big explosion.
Would it be too big enough that then if Keto was as far as she could get hit in the range?
Make a intelligence check with advantage, Brimstone, as you are fairly aware of how black powder works.
It's still theoretically possible with shrapnel from the boxes.
Yeah, you're thinking the explosion proper, she might be safe. The everything else that will be exploded, probably not.
I mean, she'll probably avoid the worst of the actual explosion, but anything that's caught in the blast and shrapnel, she'll probably get hit by. And the last thing I need is Vivian on me for fucking impaling Keto with the box.
It's something we have to risk. I mean, can anybody else cast the spell?
Sorry, what spell is this?
Everyone looks at Lee.
It's shatter.
Oh, Shadow.
I
do
have another idea.
I mean, for all we know, maybe that would get, maybe at least the thing could get through it. I mean, or Morgan, because they have the same thing.
Another idea I have is, and Da Vinci just kind of points to the pretty jewelry on his head. When I use this, I make multiple shots. I'm wondering if multiple blasts could punch through and light it.
I mean, it might be better if you were.
It's a thought. It's just a matter of
We have to really see when we get there.
exactly.
We can theorize till our heads fall off, but
Because for all
What
we
else
know,
are we going to do as we continue to walk this way?
I'm not discounting the idea. I'm only saying that we shouldn't be banking on any one plan.
All right.
Not saying
Well,
we
I
should.
know one thing that I can do if somebody gives me some matches and we need to just light them on fire. I can run up on a box, throw a match on it, and I actually have a spell that lets me get away from things real fast.
man, if I stuff a bit of cloth into the top of this whiskey bottle and light it on fire, I can just chuck it into the middle of the camp. Then Should be a continuous enough burn.
I think between the hobgoblins and the smarter goblin, I don't know if they'll have the powder close enough that if it all lights up at once, it'll actually do anything to them.
All right.
Well, no, I'm just talking about I could chuck the bottle of lit up alcohol into their tent, and then that's a big enough surprise. And if they don't put it enough out fast enough, it should go boom.
It could. Again, we'll see when we get there.
All right then. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump us forward then,
Yeah, that's fine.
because
just
a lot of discussion.
Yes.
did the mage armor work on the goblin?
Yeah,
Or
it did.
that-
It worked, but mage armor isn't something you can always see. It just sort of flares into existence in response to damage.
Okay.
Like, if someone tried to punch Osnig right now, it would activate.
Yeah.
But just looking at him, unless you have detect magic or anything up, you can't see it.
I was just wondering, would mage armor help Lee as well?
It
I
probably
don't-
wouldn't hurt Lee. Because currently he does not wear armor.
Yeah, it's like I didn't know if he had like a monk's kind of AC.
No, he is, at least as far as you all understand, a bard.
Just as a thing, as we're walking, could Kepta have Brimstone kind of help her basically stuff some cloth into the top of the whiskey bottle?
I mean,
Uh,
you don't really
in
need
case.
help with that.
well,
You just start jamming cloth with your finger down to the top of the whiskey bottle.
Basically, she wants to make sure that it, like, if she likes it, it will then eventually, do her desired effect.
You make a Molotov cocktail. It's easy enough.
Yes.
Like, there's that... It's like, it's not even necessarily Brimstone that helps you. Like, even Osnig would be able to help you with that.
Yeah,
He seems to have an understanding of explosives.
I mean, that plus it's Daniel Jack stuff, so it's high enough proof.
Strong.
That'll fucking light.
I'm surprised nobody is concerned how the child knows what this is.
It's not like usual Molotov where you got to throw gas in the mix.
But yeah.
Just for completeness' sake, I'm gonna add mage armor to Lee.
Alright, that does bump his AC up.
That starts at 8. That starts at 13 plus Dex, then whatever his shields do.
Yep. That actually puts Lee at a pretty good state for armor class.
Because nothing will ever increase that until she gets proficiency with shields.
It increases Lee's AC for about 5 seconds, and then it just... Where'd the magic go?
He doesn't just eat magic, guys.
I know. It would just be funny
I
if
mean,
that's how it happened.
We don't know that. The characters don't know that.
Well, Keta does somewhat.
Kat is aware of what he is, and she's very concerned.
Brimstone just thinks he's leaking magic.
Yeah.
Because Elway said, yeah, let's stop him leaking magic. Okay.
Well, that actually gives Lee an AC of 19.
Button. Why does he... never mind.
What?
I keep hitting the wrong button and sending it to the chat.
Yeah.
I was just trying to collapse the glass staff.
Ah. You could also just call that Staff of Defense, by the way, because the Staff of Defense is already made of glass. Like the actual canonical item.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
made of...
because it's from a wizard who's called Glass Staff.
But it's made of the special glass of a hometown.
Fair enough. It's like having pride in your local brewery. But yes. So, you all march on for a solid 4 hours about before Osnig actually starts smacking Lee's head to tell him to stop. He's like, "Oh, okay." And just looks back at all of you. He's of course speaking in Goblin, so you don't understand him, but Lee does translate. He's like, "Alright, so we're getting pretty close now." He says, "I understand it. Should just be a little bit further down this pathway, and then you should be getting to the clearing where the cave entrance is. And you all would be able to notice the fact that for a little while now you've sort of been skirting the edge of the basically the edge of the mountains that are just above where the Emerald Plateau is on the map.
Han and Ben's here.
Nope.
I'll
Alright.
go back and
Yep, go do your thing.
just assuming that Thousand's lost it. Has I don't know. She's fiddling with a wife box for a bit.
White box fiddle. But yeah. But you all are currently skirting the southern edge of the mountain range that's just above the Emerald Plateau on the map. You're pretty close at this point to it. You're not quite actually on the mountains, but you're on where the actual the actual region of the forest around the Emerald Plateau does sort of like suddenly raise up in elevation with small cliff sides.
Can I do a
How did
perception
they
check?
find that?
Yeah, you can do a perception check. What are you looking for?
I'm just seeing. I don't know if it'd be perception or investigation or even survival. Just kind of seeing if there's any kind of like recent footprints.
Searching for recent footprints would be survival.
16.
Not a bad roll. You look around, there are definite signs of like recent foot traffic going through here. Like, as you were told, they were marching, so there was no real attempt to hide their path.
Right. Is there a particular direction that they're all going in?
From your current perspective, you would be slightly to the south. Let me look. You would be slightly to the southeast of where they were going. So going northwest is pretty much the pathway you're going along right now.
Right. And I assume we're trying to approach stealthily.
Yeah.
But before we might stealth off in different groups, she's gonna kind of fiddle in her like many little bags and hand over the 2 health potion candies to Lee and just go, if you get down on health and I can't reach you, please start eating one of these.
He just nods, looking at the little candy. Not quite understanding why, but accepting.
They're magical health potion candies.
Yeah. They don't give you a lot of health, but they
Still
exist.
gonna keep him from going if the worst comes to worst, she's not wanting him to go down and that happen.
Fair enough. Basically the whole purpose of this candy is to give to children who have had like doctor's appointments or scraped knees, and it both helps them heal and alleviates their tears.
All right, let's get stealthy.
I heard you say dividing the groups up. Are you guys intending to do that?
It's more so if we're gonna split off and stealth, or like we're just gonna do like one big group and stealth. I have no idea.
Why would
Alright.
we split off?
Because you're a giant group of a bunch of people.
Yeah, we split off. There's me, Bervenche, Morgan, Felsi, you, Lee, and Osnig. There's 7 of us. Wait, no, that's an odd number. That's not nice.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna split up, might not be a bad idea for those of us who are supposed to stay behind to go one way, and those of us that are supposed to.
Everyone make a perception check.
Yeah, but I don't like those.
Do it anyways, you wimp.
No. Yeah,
21?
yeah. It's
I'm scrolling up to see perception.
7.
19.
Alright. Both Keta and Drovinche, you both suddenly like stop and take a to the air. you can smell smoke.
How are you lighting it?
It doesn't smell like that sulfurous smell you had in the camp from smelling burning gunpowder, or the smell that's whenever you smell Brimstone firing off one of his weapons. It's like a campfire burning.
Everyone get down. They've lit a
They're
fire.
bunking. No, they're bunking down for the night.
It is getting a bit later in the day at this point. Not super late. You guys are right around 5 in the afternoon.
I wonder if they might try setting off the explosives in the morning.
Probably.
We wait for cover of night.
Yeah, want to see what do when dealing with boom.
Are they gonna send out hunting parties for food?
Not sure. They took some provisions with.
If they did, who would be heading out?
Likely bugbears. Take small group gob with them.
So
Not-
Try setting up an ambush.
Not all 7, probably 2, 3 with 1 bugbear.
Okay, so we take out about half of the group. That
Yeah.
seems like acceptable losses. It would cut down their numbers. Remove one of the big ones from play.
And if one of them loses their mate, that might put a discouraging notion into this adventure.
Were the bugbears mates?
I believe it was each hobgoblin had a bugbear mate. If I'm remembering correctly.
If I remember, I don't remember exactly what I said last time, but if I remember correctly, I think the bugbears were mates and the hobgoblins were mates.
That sounds okay. That's fine.
But I can't remember. Who knows? It might be a 4-way situation. Don't think about it too hard.
No, I'm not thinking about that.
It's goblins. It's a goblin tribe of crazy people.
Listen, heartbreak can really discourage someone, at least. Even if you're fanatical about Rainbow Rock.
I wouldn't try lording it at them. It might incite them to try to attack us even more.
No, we're not gonna lord it at them. It's just, if they die, they die.
In any case, it's probably not a bad idea to try to ambush a smaller group.
It's
I
gonna be
agree.
that's gonna be a hard to do thing if they're gonna have a bugbear with them.
Very sneaky. But can try.
Well, a scouting party might not be trying to be sneaky immediately.
Hunting party, not scouting party.
Still, not a lot of food in the immediate, or not a lot of prey in the immediate area. Might not be trying to be stealthy right away.
I also presume that goblins are picky.
Literally,
Osnig says nothing.
Bibder literally eats anything you put in front of him.
That's
Cow,
something
chicken,
weird
human
stuff.
baby.
That was a weird one.
Not actually, but he probably would if he had to.
Anyway,
A skeleton camp.
can Da Vinci do a perception to see if there's any good hiding places nearby?
You certainly can. I will point out you guys are still quite a bit away from their camp. Like, you just now, as you continued marching, started to get the smell of a campfire.
Which can
Can
travel.
I assist in the perception check as we're kind of going?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Dravinche, just trying to gauge, and if you wanted to, you can make an acrobatics check to, like, climb a tree and see if you could get a better idea of where their camp might be.
Sure. Acrobatics or athletics?
Because of you and your fancy footwork, I'll allow it to be acrobatics. I know that's technically actually a rogue thing, but I don't care. Alright, 22. Easy enough. You scamper your way up that tree. It's a
He just
fairly
does
tall...
a magic dance.
Yeah. Dancing up a tree.
Just uses the wind to just.
Whee!
Wee.
It's twinkish enough to do it.
That's a word to come out of Keta's mouth. Anyways,
I mean, of anybody.
she would know. She reads romance novels.
A lot from her aunt.
Anyhoozle. Yeah, you're able to get up to a fairly high, top of the tree easily enough, without even really making too much noise. And you just look out over the surrounding forest, getting a better view over the canopy. You can actually see probably another, you'd say another at least 30 minutes march away from where your party currently is. There is a clearing in the treetops where you can see some light. Probably the light from a campfire.
Okay, he'll. Yeah, he'll. Once he sees that, and it doesn't appear like there's any other obvious paths to that light.
No other obvious paths, but you're currently following literally in their footsteps that they made to get there.
Okay, having surveyed what he can from the top, he's gonna hop back down and.
It's
Just
not a
report.
super dense forest, though, so you get the feeling you could probably find another way.
There's there's a clearing with a light from it in that direction. In about take us another 30 minutes of walking.
So do we want to take that 30 minutes of walking so that camp closer to them? They said a skeleton camp could do us good. Left in the dark to Revenge when it actually gets dark out. We'd have no light, but we could put out bedrolls and can see. Osnick, can you see in the dark?
I'm pretty sure goblins have dark vision.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
We know Lee can see in the dark.
Yeah, I can.
Of course. I'm the only one who can't.
I'm
Mind
sorry.
me, just shove me in a bush and I'll be fine.
I might
No,
be able to make some food that could let you see in the dark. I got a couple of recipes.
Yeah, okay.
Brimstone, you're the military man. Would it be smarter to bunk down here or closer towards their camp?
Lee
Plus,
has vanished.
Okay.
Alright.
Where the hell did he go?
I mean, the closer we are to them, the more likely we are to find us.
The Revenge said we're about half an hour from them.
The closer we are to them, the higher chance that we can come across and ambush their hunting party.
That's also true.
How about we go another 15 minutes in, and then
Yeah, that seems more like a reasonable idea.
it's
At that point, we're far enough away that we could, I guess, theoretically have plausible deniability.
Yeah, I'm trying to recall everything Dad has told me about, ambush warfare. But again, also, he's in mostly heavy armor, so he doesn't do a lot of ambush warfare.
Well, not anymore, yeah.
Listen, I've read a lot of books on this kind of stuff, and I'm trying to at least somewhat apply my knowledge. So
suppose
I'd say
if something's 15 minutes away, if we do happen upon an ambush, that'll be far enough away. They probably won't be able to hear the reports of my weapons.
yeah, and also as Osnig said, they march longer, but their stride is shorter. Our stride is longer, and we could plausibly go faster.
Yeah. Like, if it was a full day's marching, they would go much further than you guys would, but it's not a full day's march.
Yeah.
We, in also theory, we probably have a bit more stamina. They might have the whole last longer in marching, but we can at least get up closer. Anyway,
Dervinche, something taps you on the shoulder. It's Lee. But pretty much what you see immediately upon turning your head to look is a weird purple fruit.
Ugh.
It's like purple and lumpy.
Lee, what is this?
Eat it.
He just stares at it for at least a solid 15 seconds.
can I make
To
a
half a
nature?
minute.
Can I make a nature check on that fruit?
Yes, you can make a nature check on that fruit. It's not an easy DC. No, 19's high enough, though. You recognize that fruit basically from seeing like an exotic fruit catalog from the Starcrest Isles.
Huh?
So you have no idea where Lee got it, but then again, it's Lee. You recognize it as a dark-eye pear.
Where did you find the dark-eyed pear?
Oh, it was growing on a bush over there.
No,
Pears grow on trees.
it does not grow here.
He just shrugs. He's like, oh, I found it on a bush over there.
He just tends to find things.
So it's safe to have?
Yeah, it'll let you see in the dark.
Well, how long does that effect last for? Because if it's not going to last very long, it might be better to save it until right before the sun goes down.
Until you poop.
How quick are your movements through the
Effectively, eating a dark-eyed pear casts the dark vision spell on you.
So it lasts for 8 hours.
Okay.
Hope you're
Just
not
going
too
to-
regular today.
He's just gonna pick it up with 2 fingers.
It's a fairly large fruit.
3 fingers.
Grab it by the knobby end.
Just hold it up. Just examining it until finally grabs it whole and starts eating.
Alright then. In terms of taste, it's fairly dissimilar to any pear you've ever experienced. It just looks somewhat like a purple, like a light purple with darker purple spots on it pear that almost resemble like an animal's eye. But the flavor itself is a weird mixture of a blueberry and a raspberry with a texture that is like eating sand. So a good flavor, quite a bit tartar than you were expecting, with a really terrible texture. Anyone who's eaten an overripe pear knows this texture.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate to overripe pear right there.
Listen, ferryman, if you can do the worm for about 3 days straight on the boat, you can take us.
One I didn't eat. do the worm the entire time, and
That just
secondly,
happened to be the dance you were doing anytime any of them were on the deck.
yeah. And also, I am eating it.
As he takes bites of it, by the way, his eyes are changing color. They are slowly turning like a vibrant, almost glowing purple.
Just gonna show no reaction so he doesn't know.
Yeah, it's very similar to if he had thaumaturgy cast on his eyeballs. It almost looks like his eyeballs are turning purple.
Like the entire eye or just the iris?
Just the iris for the moment.
Are we gonna stealth as we move forward the 15 feet? At least trying to be quiet.
15 feet.
Feet or
15
15?
15 minutes.
Yeah, you guys can certainly do stealth, but after you've finished eating the entire pear, Da Vinci, you notice you can see oddly well. Like, despite the fact that it's getting dark outside, it's like in shades of gray, which is bizarre, but you can still see.
That
Welcome to what we see constantly when it gets dark out.
well, that's odd but handy.
I wish I could have found more than one, but I only found the one.
You sure you just didn't kind of pull it out of nowhere?
No, it was growing on a bush, and I picked it.
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna pat him on the chest.
He also... Keta, he has a way of finding the things that he thinks he needs. We've already tried to figure this out.
It's also just my way of telling you about all the crazy homebrew fruit that exists in this world.
It has a look on her face like I don't know if it's like he pulls it out of nowhere or he's actually just summoning it.
It just appears when he desires it.
Yeah, he goes looking for it and it's there.
Yeah, as far as he's aware, he's just really good at finding things.
Yeah, he's just really lucky.
So, specifically good at finding food or ingredients. Okay.
Stick close.
I will.
I'll try to, not be
All
noisy.
right. Let's make some stealth checks.
That's a 20!
That's useful.
Dang it, the stealthy guy got a 9.
Dad, burn it.
The ultra stealthy. She is channeling the days when she had to sneak out of her room to go to the bar.
Go ahead and make a stealth check for Osnig as well, by the way, Myth.
Okay, let me pull up the goblin stats. I want to say they just have the +2.
I believe so, yeah. They don't have a specific... No, they have... wait, let me see.
They might actually have.
They have a +6 to stealth.
Jesus, okay.
Yeah.
Goblinoids are stealthy. Lee rolled pretty well, so hey!
Nat 20.
Osnig is just like holding on to Lee's back.
Lee actually rolled pretty well, so what Osnig is actually doing is, like, as you guys are stepping forward, you occasionally hear a as Osnig pulled a stick that you were about to step on out from under your foot. And he's just, like, running around between you all, just clearing debris.
Oh my god, it's Osnig, Lee, and Kesha that are the stealthiest.
Not too surprising for Osnig, but it's really surprising for Lee.
Yeah.
Given the fact that he's essentially just T-posing through the forest with shrubbery on him.
He's not walking, he's just like clipping.
Keta's kind of hiding
That's why
behind
he's so
Lee.
stealthy, because he's not making noise, because he's not touching anything.
No, he's
Looking
touching
for
everything, he's just
snowflakes.
going through it.
Yeah, that's what he's just clipping through it, so he's just phasing.
His hand just goes through a tree. No,
Keta's
not really,
hiding
but...
behind Lee. Just given her small stature. It's like, I,
What's actually happening is stuff just keeps getting stuck in Lee's hair and like between his arms, and he just literally looks like a butch walking forward because he's also green
He looks like it's.
and he's hairy, so it matches as well.
He looks like a miniature Trant.
Pretty much.
He's a baby treant.
I'll have so many sticks in my pants. All right. On that note, also because I have to as at the moment, let's go ahead and take a break. And see
Okay.
if Failsy can get back by the time we're done. All right.
Alrighty. 5 to 10 people, go pee, go get drink, go do what you need to do, even if it's just stretch your legs.
Take a bio break. Don't die in the meantime.
Don't tell him what to do.
Someone say something in the chat to Failsy if he gets back.
Don't tell him what to do.
Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay.
Oh, here.
Decides to look at the chat. Oh, look, Keta made a dick joke. At least she thought about one.
Well, technically, Andy thought of that one.
Yeah, but Keta is Andy. Just with a different filter.
Yeah.
Tiny chewing gum child.
Yeah. I always forget that the Tarrasque kind of looks like a T-Rex, but if its arms were actually proportional into its body.
And if it grew spikes.
I always forget the Tarrasque's arms are that long.
Yeah, it can grab things.
I keep thinking it's just like a giant T-Rex.
You cannot escape it by running in a building. It will grasp you.
Or it just runs through the fucking building.
Yeah, sometimes it do. But sometimes it's just like, what if I touch you?
That's...
That reminds me, I want to play GTFO with someone.
I am back.
I don't know if my computer can run that game, unfortunately. Welcome back, by the way.
So I always forget fucking the Tarrasque deals 4 dive damage.
The Tarrasque isn't the only thing that can deal 4 die of damage. Don't normal T-Rex deal a 4d10 bite attack?
Something like that, yeah. It's more just the fact that it also gets 5 attacks.
Yeah, that's what makes it scary.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the same damage as Voltolia punching you.
Yeah, that's fair. They're also about the same size. I mean, mechanics-wise, is probably actually bigger.
No, being a gargantuan Titan class enemy, the Tarrasque would probably be... She's longer, but it's bigger.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
like,
like-
her main body would not be as large as the main body of the Tarrasque.
Yeah, like
She's just longer.
Yeah, like end to end. But in terms of actual like body mass.
I mean, body mass-wise, they're probably about the same.
Yeah, I guess.
Just given that you have to account the fact that she could technically coil up her whole tail.
Yeah, that's true.
Be fucking terrifyingly large if she did that.
Coil up her tail and then spring and haymaker from hell.
Just does that, springs and enters space.
Yeah.
Springs
Wonder what's
and
out here.
delivers the pile driver of the heavens.
Suplexes you from 3,000 feet in the air.
Yeah, pretty much.
The elbow drop of annihilation.
Yep. Alright, anyways. Is everyone back? I don't think Failsy's back yet, though.
Danny, is she back?
Yeah.
Well, you weren't responding a second ago, so I was not sure. Alright then. I was hoping taking the
'Cause I
break
am
then...
quiet.
I was hoping that us taking our break then would have given Failsy enough time to get back, but I guess he's still getting things organized and situated.
I did see Failsy's mic light up.
Yeah, but that's probably just a dog barking.
Yeah, probably.
Are we gonna wait for him to come back?
I'm thinking about it, but I don't know how long it'll take.
Maybe give him another like 5 or so.
Yeah, I was gonna say another 5 minutes and then we continue on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we took the break at 8:36. So, yeah, another 5 minutes.
You ever just poke fire? Show it who's boss.
Why do you think I have candles as part of my D&D stuff I need around me?
I made a candle so I could poke it.
You made a candle?
Yeah.
I said what I said.
I got wax a container, and instead of using like a piece of paper or like actual like proper wick, I'm using a piece of wood, and it's working surprisingly well.
Well, I mean, woodwick candles are a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that in the craft stores in their candle making areas, they actually sell those. So when you do your DIY candles, you can use a wood wick.
That nice crackling campfire sound without having to camp.
It doesn't really make that sound. It just burns with a much smaller fire than a standard candle wick.
No.
All right, so who's ready for a gobtastic time?
I
That's
mean,
what we're doing, huh?
before we bed down, Keta wants to do a thing just to make sure her worries aren't gonna come to life.
Just reminded myself of a terrible thing, but what does Keta want to do?
She's basically just gonna be like helping Lee as he's like getting the sticks off of him, and she's just gonna be in her mind slowly inspecting just to see how much matches up to an orc and like what actually looks different.
She's being paranoid.
She's being paranoid.
I mean, true and true, he looks like an orc. You've seen him naked before.
There's just a lot of paranoia going on because it's possible he might go down in battle. Then I don't know what's gonna happen if he fucking goes down in battle.
It comes a
Fair.
Cthulhu.
And it's it looks a little weird as she's just like full on like maybe pulling at his like ears a little bit.
Please don't say that again. Ever.
That's what I thought about when I mentioned goblins for a second there.
Rhetorical. Please don't say that ever again.
It's called the gob job.
I'm glad. I'm glad no one understands Gnomish in this party because that's what Keta's is going on in.
You assume no one does. Just Osnick just randomly also understands Gnomish for some reason.
Either that or Kenta says like one word and Lee's like,
Lee
You
only
know single words in many languages.
understands his name in Gnomish.
Lee?
Yeah, names don't change based on language.
Yeah, and so all he knows is that she's talking a lot about him.
Keta, you're going low. Please stop.
She's not gonna take off her pants. It's more so just like kind of like looking at the eyes, the ears, and all that kind of stuff.
I have reason to believe that Keta would still take off his pants just because she needs to check.
She's not gonna do that in front of everybody. She has respect for his modesty.
He doesn't.
She's not gonna make him take off his pants
Mucho modesty.
because she's still a little shy about that.
What is modesty? Is that a type of salad?
I don't like salad.
Lee is definitely the Goku of this party.
Yeah.
Except our Goku can cook.
Well, in so much as liking food, I don't really think Lee enjoys fighting.
You don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't asked him.
Oh, I hear a Failsy.
Yeah, sorry, I'm back.
Lay down.
I don't know how long that took, but it took me a little while.
Huh?
Sorry if that took a while.
It's fine. We ended up taking a break. Alright, so to catch you up with where the party is, they're currently sneaking around, doing sneaky things.
So roll stealth.
Should I roll stealth?
Yes.
Should that be a disadvantage because Fells was distracted?
No.
Rolling stealth.
Just because
She was distracted.
Just because you Failsy were distracted doesn't mean that she Failsy was distracted.
She was
but
distracted.
she probably was.
She was a little bit distracted, still trying to fiddle around and figure out how to open up the wife box.
Also, because Lee's just walking.
Yeah, and also being confused by the fact that Lee is just sort of like sliding forwards. Just somehow moving through the underbrush without making any sound.
This is stealth.
Stealth level 9,000. But yeah. Luckily, the group check was good enough.
With the 2 natural 20s.
That's because goblins, they have good stealth, but they don't have good perception.
Yeah.
Yep, so. Alrighty then. So you all are able to stealth your way forwards. Are we still wanting to go with the plan for trying to find their hunting party? Or trying to go for their actual camp?
I think the idea is to maybe set up a skeleton camp and then for us to at least get some rest.
Alright, one of you is going to need to tell me what that word actually means.
Basically,
I don't know what that means.
it's no, like, tents, no fire, nothing like that. It's quite literally just bedrolls.
Oh, so you're sleeping on the ground.
Yeah, it's... Because if you put up tents and everything like that, that's going to tell them where you are. So essentially what a skeleton camp is
I understand. I do not need further explanation. I understand. We are good.
Okay, my impression was that we were going to more keep an eye out for the hunting party and try to ambush them.
That's why I was asking, because
I was just excited to go camping with skeletons.
I mean, you can after you've killed the goblins. There'll be plenty of skeletons left over.
Well, they're in flesh.
Not for long if the explosion goes well.
And we're not letting Failsy do anything with
You think you could stop her?
I can try.
But if we're at least 15 minutes closer towards the camp, then if they're going to be out hunting or anything like that, they're going to at least have to travel a bit out.
Yeah.
So it's possible. As long as we keep
you could start trying to. Yeah, at this point you guys could start trying to make perception checks to try and see if you could spot the hunting party.
Right.
I'll say that only 3 of you can make the check, though, because some of you have to also keep an eye out to make sure you all are being stealthy.
One more.
I think the person. I think. Yeah, I think that would be Morgan. Morgan has a +2.
Yeah, I have a +2 to perception.
Yeah, so yeah. Failsy and I had a +1.
I swear Failsy is nearsighted.
10. At least your
one of us
Vinci
is
rolled good.
observant.
And I don't make Lee contribute because he is an NPC, and I don't want to completely make them a crutch.
And I was make this have a -1.
To maybe staring at death, but
Keta, you're making sure he really looks like an orc.
very paranoid. Very paranoid.
You said you weren't going to go in the pants, but you were looking at his butt right now.
Brimstone just hand in front of the face.
Not a...
But anyways, Dravince, you actually do not so much see as you do hear something off to the side of where you guys are right now. Probably slightly further south from your current position.
Shh. I hear something just due south of us. This way.
Alright then. You guys are stealthy enough to be able to easily make your way there. What you find is actually not the hunting party, but you do find a animal, in this case specifically a large, quite fat rabbit, that has been caught in a snare.
Oh, so that horrible rabbit scrim.
You just see it like jiggling and kicking, trying to get its foot out of the snare.
Joe really wants to go help it, but she's gonna get yelled at if she goes.
already, Brimstone is just God.
And a few moments later, you hear another rustle in the bushes off to the side, as a goblin just emerges from the brush, just walking towards the snare.
Remind me what a snare is. There's that like little rope trap that's caught
It's the rope trap.
Yeah.
She's gonna look at Dravince like, please help it.
So it's just the one goblin?
That's all you see at the moment.
I'll see and hear.
Can Dravince, or can I roll a perception to see if Dravince can tell if there's anything else in the darkness past?
Yes, you can.
To cast thaumaturgy on the rabbit to make its fur like purple. Or wait, no, she knows colors of like poisonous animals. It's gonna be like green.
I will say something. Casting a spell breaks stealth.
Yeah.
If she's willing to do that, then sure.
I want to save the rabbit.
Well, how far away is the rabbit?
You guys are currently about 30 feet away from it, and you see this goblin about equidistance, slowly creeping out of the underbrush. He hasn't quite made it out of the bushes yet.
I'm going to use a little subtle spell.
Alright. Subtle
I'm
spell.
sure that doesn't break stealth, does it?
No, obviously not. It's the whole point of it.
What have I got? No, let's not shoot the thing.
Subtle spell. The rabbit is on fire.
I have two hands I could throw at it.
You're gonna throw some hands?
I could either throw a hand and save the rabbit, or try and stealth a mage hand over there.
Alright. When you say throw hands, you have a surprisingly large amount of spells that do that.
Yeah.
Can you say which one?
Specify.
Well, that's what I'm trying to decide, whether or not Failsy throws a hand or uses mage hand.
I mean,
Alright then. Again, you still have a lot of spell potential for actually throwing your hand, so I'm just not sure what you're meaning to do.
and it might.
I assume you mean the spider?
Yeah.
The goblin just creeps out of the underbrush. Spider on face. Ah!
Does Dravince see anything?
Perception 13. Unfortunately, you just see the goblin slowly creeping out of the underbrush. At this point, he is out of the underbrush and is making his way towards the rabbit with a knife drawn.
I'm going to use mage hand.
All right. What are you doing with this mage hand?
Breaking the snare.
Can you do that
Make
with
an Arcana check to see if you can just basically open the snare enough for it to get its foot out.
Can I inspire her to help the bunny?
Alright then. Again, your inspiration requires making sound. You are an instrumental bard.
Okay.
You're not a mime.
There it is.
Well, I mean, she can sing
14.
to do it. Like, please,
It's-
please, please.
It still makes sound. You're trying not to break stealth. 14. Enough. The arcane hand forms basically in the middle of the air and opens up the snare. The goblin is notably surprised as the rabbit suddenly lands on the ground and sprints away at breakneck speeds. It just makes a shah sound. And then he looks at the glowing hand floating in the air.
It flips him off.
Okay, Da Vinci throws a knife.
Vasha! Alright, go ahead and make your attack roll.
Would he be at advantage from stealth?
Yes, I'll let that be a thing.
I mean, because unless the
He
goblin
not
sees
bro-
the
No
knife-
one has broken stealth yet, so he's fine.
Okay, yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
Okay.
Da Vinci's trying to throw this as the rabbit bolts before the goblin starts screaming.
I'm gonna say roll initiative then to see if you can get this off before the goblin gets a chance to scream.
are we
Damn it.
all?
No, this is literally just move priority of scream
Yeah.
and goblin.
Yeah, so it would just be Travinche versus the
Goblin.
goblin.
Yep. Okay, what are your initiative? I think it's just +2.
It's just +2.
They could still roll lower than you.
Yeah, they're good.
And with a total 7, they do. Go ahead and roll your damage. Alright then. The goblin holds the knife, confused that the rabbit runs away, looks at the mage hand, and just slowly turns as it sees the glint of a knife flying at it. It just pings it right in the chest. Doesn't go down, but it does momentarily wind him. You all do suddenly hear a commotion in the bushes behind him.
Can Da Vinci offhand attack too?
Yeah, go ahead.
I assume that would
Technically
not
a
be
surprise round. This would not be at advantage because you've technically already broken stealth.
Okay, just a second. I realized that I don't have an offhand for my dagger.
Just roll.
So-
Just make your normal attack. The damage is just not with your dexterity modifier. It's just a D4.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so-
same standard attack. Just
Minus
your
4.
modifier doesn't go to the damage. All right, 22 is definitely gonna hit.
Yeah.
Well, that would have been 19, but still.
for
Damn it.
one.
19. No, goblin's still standing.
Yeah. I think barely.
Two daggers in his chest. He has 1 hit point, but he's
like,
still alive.
It's probably they probably like both pierced his lung.
Actually, correction.
What?
That when you hit a creature with a weapon attack, so that would have been 2 damage.
Oh, because of momentum. You gotta remember this momentum, man.
Momentum.
Sure, though you technically weren't dancing to get momentum. You were just throwing daggers from being surprised.
I don't think I've got any.
If you
speed
prefer that
If-
would
if-
not count in momentum in this instance, fine.
Well, to my understanding, momentum is very specifically about you having the chance to dance, not suddenly making an attack out of the blue.
Just it as written, unless flavoring otherwise. It's just when you hit a creature with a weapon attack or spell dance or cantrip that only targets a creature, you gain 1 momentum point.
Yeah.
I guess I'll allow it, but that's weird. Given that, again, momentum is completely tied to dancing, but I'll allow it.
No, it's again the
Words
following You gain the
I
following benefits
understand
from
what the
Okay,
word is
whatever.
written says.
Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna argue it.
Again,
Not-
if you
not
would
my
rather
class.
not,
I'm allowed.
okay.
So that goblin is dead.
Okay, but still.
It
So
did
we're-
alarm the other ones in the bush. Still.
Yeah.
Because they were watching it. Alright, so now we need initiatives from everyone.
Okay.
Do we need to be on a map or?
Nope, this one does not have a map. Since you're just in a forest.
Fucking Christ! I can't roll for shit.
Like,
Unless it's like my last game, in which case I can't roll for shit out of combat once I get in combat.
Why? Why do I get the nat 20 on initiative?
Because you do.
Why couldn't I get it on perception earlier? That would have been nice.
Right. I was adding you guys to the turn order so you could just change your initiatives, but alright. I'll just edit things real quick. So Keta got an 11.14. Brimstone got a 7.2.
Nope.
Alright. Motogun got to 22. Thalesey's already automatically queued hers in.
And
I just dropped myself on Overworld.
I said reroll initiative
Oh, for him.
for like proper combat rather than just
Oh.
shooting.
Gotcha.
If you want to keep an 11, that's fine, but there you go. It's a 12 now.
I mean, either way, you still would have gone up. He would have gone before Keta, anyways.
I am the Emerald Plateau.
Thalesey, get off there. I can't delete your token because if I do, you'll leave the turn order. With how you did it. I need to look on how to spell Da Vinci's name because I'm bad at spelling his name. There it is. Oh wait, no, I spelled it right. From how it sounds, I never think it's spelled the way it is.
What do you think it's spelled?
I think it would have like Dravin, obviously, and then Che, I for some reason think is spelled Chae.
Yeah. Fucking Italians.
Alright. Oh, and I need to roll for the enemies. You've killed one of them, but there are still a few remaining. 2 rolls. First is... Okay. So that's a double nat 1. So... While they are aware what happened, they're very shocked that it happened, and they don't react immediately.
Duh.
It's like that moment when you're just watching your friend about to get one of his first kills on a rabbit. You're just like, yeah, and then a hunter shows up out of the tree lines and just shoots him in the chest, and you're just like, stopped.
What do you mean? I didn't shoot
Like,
anybody.
did that just happen?
Yeah. Just, okay. That's a thing.
Like, even though Da Vinci broke stealth, I'm assuming they still haven't seen him. They're just still looking at the dead corpse of their friend. That's like,
Pretty much.
where the fuck did that come from?
That's only broken stealth for him, yeah.
Yeah, Da Vinci did break stealth, but everyone else is still stealth. So they think it's just one random asshole who appeared out of nowhere.
I mean, they haven't even really looked at you yet. They're just looking at the fact that their friend just got their chest stabbed. Mark off that you don't have 2 of your daggers, by the way, if you haven't already.
Both lungs ventilated.
It's like you're just wandering around, having a good time, hunting rabbits, and some asshole fucking pegs knives at you out of nowhere.
You're just going to get your dinner, and some dick in the bushes stabs you to death.
Just going and get your dinner before you get a shiny rock. And then
Alright.
some jackass dressed like Shakira just fucking shanks you.
I mean, if anyone's gonna stab you to death, might as well be someone dressed like Shakira.
I mean, yeah.
Speaking of someone not dressed like Shakira, though, Monogon, it's your turn. You see currently the bugbear who poked his head up out of the bushes immediately when the one goblin got stabbed.
What the fuck?
She just like kind of swears in local to her hometown dialect under her breath. And it's like, alright, I guess we're doing this, and she's gonna Eldritch Blast the bugbear.
She lets out a firm fuck and continues on.
So.
That's actually the casting word for Eldritch Blast.
Sorry.
Fuck!
Sorry, I accidentally hit the. I didn't hear anything that just was said, sorry.
Joke about her just letting out a firm fuck. Eldritch blasting.
Yeah. So.
Fuck, 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 fuck.
22 is definitely going to hit. Wait, let me make sure. He is technically in cover right now, but yeah, 22 would still hit him.
Okay.
Yeah.
15.
Yeah.
Oh, that's. Sorry, that
Yeah,
was makes me happy that I rolled max.
Yeah, because technically he was hiding. He's only his head and like upper shoulders is out of the bushes, so he has 3/4 cover. But that still only makes his AC 21.
Just barely enough.
Yeah, so he's and just starting to look over at who threw those knives, and then a bolt of Eldritch Energy just smashes him in the head. It's like, "Ugh." He makes that sound, and then it's Travince's turn. If you don't have any bonus action or anything you want to do.
I don't think I have any bonus action spells right now.
Fair enough.
Unless, like... Oh, that is a bonus action, and he... Although it's... I don't want to worry about concentration spells right now. End turn.
Fair enough. Travince.
Hmm. Is the bugbear within 30 feet or farther?
At this point, you guys were about 30 feet from the trap. The bugbear was a little bit further beyond that. He's probably around 45 feet away from you right now. You have already broken stealth, though, so any roll penalties.
Yeah, okay. Da Vinci is going to suddenly appear from the bushes and be shanking.
Alright then. You appear from the bushes. Who are you shanking?
The bugbear.
You have a 45-foot move speed?
Bonus action dash.
Oh, okay. There you go. That works. Bonus action dash, you get right up on him. You notice as you're moving through the brush, like right around his feet, there are 2 other goblins that were also like eagerly waiting, but they both also seem shocked from seeing their friend stabbed multiple times.
And then that asshole dressed like Shakir is running up on us now.
Yeah, they're alarmed.
Because of Big Tim. God damn it, Big Tim. I was fucking it up.
I'm assuming that I'm guessing they assume he threw the Eldritch Blast as well.
Alright then. Unfortunately, that is gonna miss.
I mean, in order to cast it, Morgan would have had to break stealth.
They might still assume it was Travince, but they don't know.
Yeah.
The offhand's definitely gonna hit, though.
Oh, yeah, because you have the thing where you don't have to use a bonus action for offhand.
Alrighty then.
So that would be 11.
I don't think momentum multiplies with it, does it? Because it's not a
Yeah.
dice roll, it's just a flat modifier, isn't it?
It's a flat modifier. I don't know why I doubled it, but yes, that's why I said 11.
Alright,
It just
11.
It just doubles any.
It's 6 plus 3 plus 2. 11.
Alright. The first thing you saw of him was his head. The last thing that is on his body is his head. As you were able to rush up very quickly to him, he just barely steps back from the first slash, but He was not expecting the offhand hit to come up so quickly, and it just removes his head from his body.
Oh, he dead.
27 HP. Or, not 27. 26 HP.
You did it.
Fair enough.
Yes. You have removed his head. And it just sort of like falls to the ground before his body does, and the goblins just look at it. Is that your turn?
Yes, that is my
Wait,
turn.
you wouldn't have an offhand attack.
Use your
You-
bonus action.
Yes.
The dash.
He has the weapon specialization thing, I think.
Don't you still need to have a bonus action to make an offhanded attack?
You can perform the extra attack as part
Instead
of
of a
your attack.
bonus action. Alright.
Before going your bonus action to do your second attack.
Attack is part of your attack actions. Okay, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
then it gives you the extra attack feature instead of saying it that way. That looks weird.
More or less.
It
yeah.
still is without the
The modifier. Because I think
modifier.
you need like the fighter archetype for like dual weapon fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their dual weapon type fighting thing. Alright. Never mind. Continue on.
Your turn, Drinche.
Yes, I believe that would be Dravince's turn then, because he moved bonus action and action, so he doesn't have anything else left.
Yep.
Unless he wants to shout at goblins.
No. He's being silent and professional about this. Quick go in, quick kill, and hopefully the others will clean up.
Alright then.
Well, see, thing is, Keta does not do this thing you call silent. Or stealthy. Or anything really. So do I see where Dravinche is?
Yes, you see where Dravince is currently. In the
Oh.
headless bugbear body that is slowly falling over in front of him.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick where, most likely, I'm just gonna pick the area like right next to Dravince. And hopefully there's creatures within a 10-foot radius of him as I'm gonna cast Shatter.
Where are you casting it? Because that's important, because you... radius.
It
Because these goblins... Wait, one, you don't know where they are, and two, they are right at his feet.
the thing is, I don't know where.
Yeah.
I don't know
He
where.
said that she was casting it 10 feet in front of Da Vinci, so it would stop right before him.
Alright then.
Basically, trying to keep him on the edge of it, but figuring they're probably around him, like where the. I mean, it might be a bit more accurate to cast it like where the bugbear body is, figuring that's close enough to Da Vinci, and then hopefully the goblins will get caught in the blast.
Alright then.
So it's a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. It's just awkward because you have no idea that there are people there, but fair enough, I'll allow it.
If there's more, if we heard the rustling.
Yeah, it just targets a point within range. So,
Yeah.
Okay. Con saves. They don't have a high constitution,
no, they don't.
but they both rolled 16. So they take half.
Yeah.
So that 5, so they have 2 HP left.
No, they're still not doing very well.
And she is going to then turn to Failsy and go, they're most likely next to Da Vinci because the spell hit.
Yeah, you just hear goblins screaming.
Yeah, I was like, would she know that? But yeah. The goblins start screaming.
Yeah, you hear goblins screaming and then trees shattering.
Boom.
Yeah,
I think shatter makes a sound, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Audible within 300 feet, so there's still... so the camp is still far enough away.
It's what you assume.
It's just
Well, it's another
a sudden,
15 minutes to walk.
Yes, but it's a silent forest that an
Okay.
explosion just went off in.
a sudden land ringing, painfully intense. Erupts
I read the
from-
spell.
Yeah, it doesn't say how far out it goes.
You're thinking
Just,
of
it's audible
thunderclap.
over 300.
That's
Yeah, thunderclap
Thunderclap.
and thunderwave are like that.
Yes, you're thinking of Thunderwave. But yeah, Kat is gonna kind of turn and say that to Failsy and inspire her.
Gonna give the watch at the camp a perception check at disadvantage to notice that. No, that's not gonna work. Alright. Roll the 3 and a 4.
Perfect.
Failsy, it's your turn.
With the sudden explosion on, can I see the goblins?
Well, it's an explosion of sound.
Yeah, but I mean, like, did any of the goblins like stand up? Like, holy shit, what the fuck was that?
They might have. They're still under the brush, though.
Okay,
Like, they're completely concealed by bushes.
yeah, so I can't see them yet.
No.
Do-do-do-do-do. I cannot run as fast as Dravinci.
No.
And Dravinci is like 45 feet up.
Yeah, he's 45 feet ahead of you right now.
Most of my spells require line of sight.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the goblins, compared to the rest of the party, have total cover at the moment, because they can't see them at all.
Yep.
Alright. Do you want to just prepare an action for if you do see one to try to hit it with something?
Yeah, I'll prepare a. Let's see, what spells do I have with enough range?
Firebolt.
60 feet is decent enough.
And they only have 2 HP left, so
Yeah, they're goblins. No need. To
not
spend
sturdy creatures.
No need to spend an actual spell slot.
It's metagaming, but you know goblins are not very sturdy.
Yeah.
I will hold an action until one pops their head up to hurl a spell at them.
Alright then. Brimstone.
I can't see anything, so I'm just gonna hold a revolver shot if I see something that's not Dravinci moving around near where Dravinci is.
Fair enough. Alright. The goblins, they're unhappy with you, Dravinci.
Yeah.
They're going to attempt to stab you in the ankles.
Do they come out of cover for that?
They're just happen to be in cover right now. You are right next to
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
They were right next to the bugbear, and you were right. You had to physically attack the bugbear.
Yeah.
One's actually going to run around behind you to be able to flank you.
Would that proc Failsy's reaction?
Failsy, you can make a perception check. The DC for this would be, I'll say, 15. Because it is still quite thick brush, and they are green on green.
Oh, so
Especially with night. Well, they're like... That's right. These ones are like the brown-gray color, but it's also still hard to see that when everything is gray.
Yeah.
It's gray on gray.
Gray on gray.
19.
You see them. You see like an ear poke out. Still has, I would say for your current shot, they would still have 3/4 cover, but you do see one enough to try to take the shot.
I will try and melt off that ear.
He did get inspired by Keta as well.
Acid splash. Spells.
Alright.
DC Dex save of 15.
I think they get a +5 to their save because of 3/4 cover.
I don't think they get a save or any bonuses to it. It's more of a.
No, well,
I don't get over them.
no, but cover does also give something on dexterity saves.
That's a base 17 roll on the die, and they have a +2 dex, so 19 total. Manages to get out of the way of the acid.
Yeah. Target with 3/4 cover has a +5 bonus to AC and dex saves.
Yeah.
Not that it needed it, but
Alright, so unfortunately Acid Splash misses. Yeah, so Goblin just happens to hear in time the like sound of the acid going through the leaves and the brush behind it, and ducks its head out of the way.
Yeah, I decided against using the other acid spell, which was a con save.
Hmm.
Because that would have melted Dravenche as well.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't have been a good idea.
Yeah, generally not a good idea.
All right, so they are attacking with advantage to try to stab Dravenche.
Yeah.
At neutral, because Dravenche is dancing.
All right, at neutral, then I have to reroll the dice then. Is it auto-rolled advantage before? Their modifier to hit then. They have a +4. So that's a 15 and a 16 to try to hit Dravenche.
Both miss.
All right then.
He is
All right.
dancing very sexily.
Of course, yes.
All right then. Bugbear's dead. Morrigan.
She's gonna come out of the where she's hiding to try to see if she can get a better look at where these goblins are.
All right, you can try to make a perception check to spot the same one that Failsy tried to take a shot at.
Okay. 11.
Unfortunately, that does not meet the DC. You just see gray on gray. That ear poking out of the brush just looks like a leaf.
You hear that of the duck, so the ear's not there anymore.
Still.
Okay, well,
Anyway.
it's just gonna have, like, I imagine with how far out she went, she's probably, like, only about 15 feet from Dravenche. She's gonna ready action to Eldritch Blast if she sees a goblin.
Alright then. Alright, Dravenche.
Him.
They tried to stab you. Alright.
The slice failed.
I'm going to roll severity. I'm going to make this a public roll because I prefer public rolls for severity. Remember, if it's low again, it's highly severe. If it's high, it's not severe. See what it is. Ooh. That's not good.
It's on the high end or low, but I don't think that one matters.
Alright then. Because it is below a 10, I have to roll a d4. Alright then. Oh, alright, it's a 4. He just missed.
Oh, okay.
Okay, good.
I have to step away for just a second, guys.
Alright.
Doggo is whining. He needs to go out. I will be
Alright
back
then.
as soon as I can.
Alright. No one will need to roll damage, but you do hit him. You do hit and... Alright then. Then you gotta do the dog thing. I'm thinking about Goblin. He's trying to say dog, said gob.
Doglin.
Praise
Doglin.
God.
Doglin. It's a dog goblin. Also known as a pug.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's me.
Alright then.
I'm gonna continue staying up close to them.
Alrighty then. Would you want to have killed the one that was in front of you or the one that was behind you?
In front, I would say he would have done a twirl as a part of the slash too, then be face to face with the other one.
Alrighty. Easy enough. Get the...
Can I get where the bugbear body is?
No, that's
Not
45
unless you
feet away.
dash.
You'd have to,
Let's
you have to
get-
dash.
I can get at least 30 feet close.
Yes. That would put you 15 feet away from where Da Vinci currently is.
And I imagine I don't see where the where the goblins are.
Just see another goblin head roll out from the bush.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
well,
do
yeah.
something that could help the others, just so we don't have to wait for Dravenche to kill the other one. I'm gonna toss up a light. Just so we can at least get discernible color.
All right then.
It's not gonna be a very bright light. It's just gonna be a small mode of light that she's gonna toss up.
All right. Well, I assume it's the light cantrip you're casting.
Yeah.
Can't really modulate the light that comes out of it unless you cover it, I think.
Yeah, no, it's more so it's not gonna be cast on anything. It's just gonna be kind of there.
All right. You do have to cast it on something, but it's fine. You could just do it on a rock on the ground.
Or a leaf or whatever.
I wanted to cast on Da Vinci, but
You can't get close enough to his nipples.
I'm gonna kind
And
of
you
cast it
can't
on
slap that booty.
I'm gonna cast it on a leaf hanging over, basically.
You reach up and high five the tree, and one of its leaves starts glowing.
It's a normal kind of white light. Another inspiration to inspire Brimstone. Like, come on, you can hit it. I put up a light now.
I love how Keta's inspirations are just desperately trying to get you to attack.
She's not good at this bard thing, and she's like playing music as she's saying it, but she's like not singing it.
Just help me.
I can hit it. You.
Okay.
It's like,
All
you
right.
can hit it.
Failsy,
it's your turn.
Do I have any sight on the goblin that I was tracking?
With the now light illuminating the area, you can tell which one of those little leaf-looking things is actually an ear.
It looks dirty. I should clean it. I'm going to clean it with a crossbow.
Prestidigitation. That's not how you clean, but okay.
Thunk.
Yeah,
Kenta's-
no.
How much inspiration do I get from Kenta?
D6.
Yeah, it's a 1d6 if you want to roll it.
What's the code for roll? Wait, I've got a
It's just the dice on the sidebar.
Yeah.
plus 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Alright, unfortunately that still misses. Javinci, you feel a whew, go past your knee.
Watch where you're shooting.
And then you hear the cock of Brimstone's revolver.
Oh no.
Yeah, because I can see it now.
Yep.
Clean that ear.
Okay, don't fuck up.
Alright, even with the 3/4 cover bonus, making it
About that.
Yeah, I know. Alright then.
I don't need to roll damage.
I know you don't. I do need to roll a perception check though, as you just shot a gun in a silent forest.
Yeah, I know.
I need to mark off a crossbow bolt.
Got very lucky that none of these goblins are particularly perceptive.
Yeah, okay.
Just hear the bang go off. I thought we were supposed to be silent.
Alright then. But they are all dead. Alright.
I tried being silent.
Don't
I didn't set the forest on fire this time.
I was referring to the gun.
Money got away. I'm very happy. Dispel the light.
Alright.
Well, at least we lowered their numbers by a bit.
Yes.
There, the bunny didn't die. Unfortunately, we killed 4 innocent goblins instead.
I mean, they are blowing up things.
You killed them for a rabbit.
Is there anything more suitably keto?
Terrific delay. We are very happy. I am very happy, at least.
Yes, we had to rush out and potentially alert others because of a rabbit.
We're gonna have to kill him either way.
The rabbit stares at you from the bush line.
Listen.
I'm taking these back. Just yanks the daggers out to the
Yes.
goblin.
You reacquire your daggers, and I delete Failsy off the map.
Listen, if it was between you and a bunny rabbit, I'm sorry to eventually I'm choosing the bunny rabbit.
Be fair, Keto, if it was between most people and a bunny rabbit, you would choose the rabbit.
Besides Lee and you.
I'm offended for everyone else present.
You know, somehow I feel like your dad would be a little disappointed, but not surprised.
He's like, they're bunnies.
What if bunny, though?
This is like her lifelong companion that she's had since she could like ever really remember. She's had plenty. Say that's bunny. But now we reduced the numbers at least by, you know, she kind of counts on her hand, and there's the bugbear, and then there was the 3 goblins, so we reduced their number by 5. But 4.
4.
I can't count.
I can sometimes.
So, do these unfortunate goblins that were killed for a bunny have anything useful on them?
Aside from some weaponry, the goblins themselves don't really have any money on them, but each one had a not terrible quality, but not great scimitar. And the bugbear did have a morning star, but he never got a chance to use it.
So it's still like on whatever substitutes as a belt.
Yeah, it's basically just like loosely hanging from the loincloth strap it was wearing.
Mm.
Well, that takes care of
I'm
Are
back.
we going to move on and deal with this or not?
Welcome back, Denny. They murdered everyone.
Woo!
You killed them for a rabbit.
Yep. 4 deaths for Bunny.
Okay, to proclaim that if it was between a bunny and most of you here besides Lee and Brimstone, she'd choose the bunny.
And then Lee followed it up with, I'm offended for everyone present.
They would go to try to find the bunny, but she doesn't want to get yelled at more.
And it's just sort of staring at you from the tree line.
They fed it.
I mean, it's not going to let you. It's staring at you with her eyes.
I think she's not going to try to pet it.
Petra, do you remember the last time you tried to pet a wild bunny and it bit you?
Yes, I do. I have the scar right here, and she points to the scar on her arm.
Yeah,
Make-
so don't
what-
do it again.
You want to try make an animal handling check on this rabbit?
I mean, if it's close enough to everybody else, she will. She's not gonna go wandering too far off.
All right. Make a roll.
As
Snow White's the bunny.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, a good result. I can't really overblow the result too much though, because it essentially just lets you walk up to it and touch it, and then it leaves.
That's also
Yeah.
one that wants to touch it. It is a poofy bunny.
You may pet it once.
2 pets? Nope.
2 pets, unlike 3 pets, is right out.
She's very content now. She got to touch the bunny.
Alrighty then.
Mhm. Make sure to watch your hands after you deal with the wild animal.
No, I know this is not the first time I've touched a wild rabbit. This is like the 7th.
So, of course, watch. We're going to have to fight an evil rabbit, and Keta's not going to be able to know what to do.
Is that why Morgan bathes so much?
I wouldn't. See, that's an insult to Da Vinci. He's not that much of a wild animal.
Alrighty then.
I'm confused.
I'm sorry, are you trying to talk about me in society or me in bed? Because I'm very different in either situation.
Imagine you're more of a starfish in bed.
What does that mean?
Keta? How do you know?
just like, what does that mean?
Oh my god.
Honestly, Lee, I don't know, and I don't care.
Not to be the bearer of bad news, but we should probably not talk about that.
Yeah, we should move.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm trying to get to. So let's
Alright.
move on.
More goblins to kill.
Let's move. Let's move, and we should probably really bed down so we don't waste all our energy tonight.
You see Osnick just kicking one of the other goblin heads along as he's walking.
How
Like a soccer ball.
How are we going to set up a watch?
That's morbid.
Yeah.
I don't think we should.
We're gonna need to sleep,
They might be asleep. Why not attack while asleep?
because then we're gonna be tired in the morning.
If they're dead, doesn't matter.
And
You keep
also
kicking
they're-
that one head. I guess that one was a particularly bad bully to ya.
I don't remember. They all were.
Besides,
They didn't like the fact that I was smart without having a big head.
once they realize that their hunting party didn't come back, don't you think they'd be alarmed?
Yeah. If we're gonna attack, we need to do it soon.
I mean, I guess if it was the goblins, they probably wouldn't mind, since one of the bugbears is also dead.
Game logic question.
What?
How long can we go before we start feeling exhausted? Like,
Pretty much by the time pretty much halfway through the night / by the time the sun rises again is when you guys would be exhausted.
okay, so we can do a nighttime raid.
Yeah.
You won't become exhausted during the raid. You will become exhausted basically upon not completing a long rest when you should have.
Yeah, then we can just take a long rest right after, and then...
Yeah, we sleep amongst all the dead we killed.
Yeah. Don't you?
I'm sure Brimstone's had to do it once or 5 times.
Once or 5, or maybe that one time where he snuggled up inside the carcass of a creature just to take a nap.
Well,
Probably.
let's get going.
Yeah.
He also took one of their scimitars to replace his crappy rusted one.
Yeah, I respect that.
Could Kata take a scimitar as well? Because she has a
Yeah,
bit of
they're a little
training
bit-
with it.
They're a little bit smaller than what would typically be in a normal person's hand, but it works.
Perfect.
I mean, for how small Keta is.
I mean, this is like sized for like a halfling, more or less. That's the same size that goblins are.
She can't really ask Brimstone for his.
That's fair. I mean, you could, you just probably wouldn't get a yes. No, you just.
It could be the puppy dog eyes.
Alright then. Alrighty. But you've got a weapon.
Yeah. It's just so I have a backup in hand, so since I don't have my dagger.
Yeah, and you can't use my fancy sword.
Well, she could. It would just be really bizarre.
Yeah, it would be uncomfortable.
Yeah, I have training in scimitars.
No,
Not that fancy sword.
No, my fancy sword that killed the spooky thing.
His dream sword.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways. But yeah. The rest of the stealthing seems to go on without a hitch. You guys fairly quickly come upon their campsite. You see scattered around, there are a couple of other smaller, already mostly picked apart animal carcasses. I have to turn off the travel music. But
when we're talking smaller, like
it's things like other rabbits. The biggest thing you see is like an adolescent boar, and even that's not really anything.
Okay.
It's not enough to feed a bugbear.
Right. Okay.
Like, you guys have an understanding of how much they have to eat.
I mean, Keta probably does relatively well.
Yeah.
Considering how long she spent with Big Deer.
Yeah. But there's a couple more smaller, mostly just bones at this point, carcasses that have been sort of tossed to the side. And I will go ahead and move us over to the map.
Yay. I like those.
Alright then. You guys are essentially down here, basically going around this cliffside to the point where you notice the camp.
Down there.
This is actually their marching path.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, that's huge.
Hold on. I gotta.
Yeah, you have to resize yourselves a little bit because this is not a standard grid, so your token is not going to properly resize itself.
How do we resize?
Grip token, shrink.
Grip token? Shrink. Alright. Did I shrink? I think I shrunk enough.
Alright, you're all about the right size now.
Okay.
I like how everyone's a headshot except for Brimstone.
Yeah. I just found whatever.
Motogun is technically not just a headshot, but she's still more or less just a headshot.
Yeah.
Alright then. But yeah, you all see like various bits of small bone piles scattered around. And just ahead of you, you can see the fact that there are 2 goblins and one of the bugbears just sort of like sitting around a campfire. And you can hear like chatting and like chittering off to the side. You can't quite see what's going on, but you can hear people messing with things and talking in Goblin.
You see where the barrels against the cliff face?
Do we have a Lee and Ally Goblin token?
I think I ever made a token for Lee. Did I? Is this just going to be Lee? Oh, he does have a token. Why is he in a net?
Probably because the last time we used the Lee token was...
When we got kidnapped.
Yeah.
And... Goblin.
Friend.
Goblin.
Gobbo boy.
Let's see.
That's a goblin covered in blood. That's not accurate yet.
He hasn't fought yet.
Oh, okay, there's...
Here's a little goblin for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I shrink him.
I shrink.
And I'm gonna allow you to control. I think you should be able to control it now.
Yeah.
See if you can wiggle him around.
Yeah.
Alright, good. Sometimes the allow to be controlled by command does not work.
Yeah.
Alright. So yeah, you all currently see, at least at the moment, from your perspective, you see the campfire. You would have to get just a little bit closer because this is a slowly elevating slope to be able to see what's going on where you hear that chatting.
From where we are we able to see? Are we able to see the cliff wall and see potentially the cave that they set up the explosives on?
You can see the cliff wall, but this actual like cave entrance, just from your current perspective, just looks like another one of these like lined cracks in the wall.
Hmm.
Like getting close enough to the point of like being behind this tree would probably get you close enough to be able to notice it, though.
Per. Can I do a perception check to see if there's any roaming guards nearby, other than the ones
Yes.
at the campfire? Okay.
Did I do a perception check to see if the group of goblins are looking at all down towards where we're where we're at?
Yeah, you
Just
could.
seeing if like the party's come back, just so I know if we can time it or not.
Right.
18.
All right then. You're looking at that grouping of goblins that are. Sorry, I keep burping around the campfire. They don't really seem to be paying attention to anything else at the moment. They're just like looking into the fire, and like occasionally one pulls something that was like roasting on a stick out of the fire and just starts eating it.
Mm.
All right.
But eventually, you don't notice anything in the way of other patrolling guards.
I tell them we should have enough time to at least start to this tree over here.
Okay. Da Vinci will silently advance then.
All right then. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
As
To
will
behind
Kappa.
this tree.
If we're going to be trying to stealth into a combat situation, can I try and rouse my little chewinga out of the wood staff that's on my back?
Yeah, you could.
So
It would have been something you would have needed to state beforehand, but going forward, you can have it cast the pass without trace.
yeah, I was just wondering, can I entreat it to help?
I don't think we'd be within range for it to.
It's a big range.
It's 30 feet, but
Oh.
it wouldn't. It still wouldn't
Keta,
help
you got so lucky.
It still wouldn't help you on that stealth check you guys just made because it's already been rolled.
Yeah,
All right then.
it's a 30 feet of cast, and it'll be good. So
If chewinga is
Yeah, we're
helping, bring it up.
Like Keta, you actually like stumble over a rock while making your way upwards. And you see one of the goblins lift its head,
duck down.
and you just see it look at the bugbear and start making like the wafting away motion, just like yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Breathe.
You rolled a natural 1 on perception.
Oh, a
good.
goblin. So it's like a what?
Yeah.
A 0.
Pretty much.
I think that's what it is.
Victor Vinci.
Hmm?
All right.
And stealthing behind you, so she, after stumbling, she's gonna be like, "All right, I'm good."
All right then.
Be more careful.
So yeah.
Chewinga.
Felzy, you are able to rouse forth the chewinga, and it's agreeant enough with you to be willing to cast the spell for you. It does so silently, in fact.
I'll
Fair
get you
enough.
some.
What makes like a weird, like almost sort of rattling noise as its head like tilts quickly from side to side, but as you hear the sound deafens down.
Fuck is that?
Alright, so I'll try and creep forward and join the rest.
All right, a stealth check with a +10 modifier beyond your standard roll.
Yay!
I am the knight.
So that's a 33.
Yeah, fucking apparently.
So Failsy just
Failsy doesn't-
becomes the wall.
Failsy doesn't move, she just teleports.
As far as you're aware, she just did. Where do you want to move to within your 30 feet movement?
How much? So I'm trying to move this damn thing out of my way. Where's my ruler?
Well, you're moving stealthily, so you actually have to move 15 feet.
Yeah.
So 15 feet's 3 of these?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be 3 squares.
These are still about the right size for the squares. I just had to turn off the grid map because it wouldn't line up.
Yeah. Yeah, so just 3 squares.
But you are the knight. No one notices you.
And this pass without trace lasts 1 hour.
Yeah, you got it for a while.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you designate all of your companions for the effect.
Although I'm guessing the Chewinga designates.
Well, it's willing to accept who you wanted to use the effect on.
Everyone.
Yeah.
All
So
friends.
all of your friends it uses the effect on.
Yeah.
Even you, Failsy.
Especially you, apparently.
No, just you. Just it's only a little bit you. You're just stealthy on your own. Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have Lee try to move forward.
Wondering if I should get that spell. Does that spell exist anymore? Like something like owl vision or something like that. It was like a stat boosting spell that gives you more perception.
That's enhance ability. It's owl something.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't give you a bonus, it gives you advantage on wisdom checks, though.
Owl's wisdom for perception because it's a wisdom-based thing.
Yeah. All right. Lee moves forward, but luckily with the bonus from the Chewinga, he's not destroying anything as he walks forward, but he's still making sound, and that puts you on edge. But the goblins ahead don't seem to be reacting.
So question in regards to this map, are we just to assume that there are tents kind of
They do
scattered
not have
around?
tents.
Oh,
Aside, there's no sign of them making any form of like fortification or bedding here.
Just open camp.
Can I
Oh,
see
so
the goblins?
they're guarding the cave.
As to our stealth there, I'm gonna point out to Dervenshe if we can see the kegs against the wall that our best course of action might be to go up against this side. This way. Back.
Luckily you can see them only because the camp there, because otherwise it would be outside of your dark vision range.
Yeah. Looks like not all of them are over here.
Yeah.
Wonder if this is so much the campsite, but this is the
Nation site.
What you're seeing currently over there is you can't really tell per se if that's the kegs. I mean, obviously on the map you can because that's what I put on the map. But you can see wood piled up over there.
Is it a lot?
It almost looks like from your current perspective, because it is far away and your dark vision is kind of messing with it a little bit. It looks like it's either the kegs or they're trying to kind of like door to shut off the cave. You do see working on that is the, as you've heard described before, Big Brain. The goblin with the very large head. Sorry.
have to like skirt around the edge and still remain within these like 2 trees here, just to get a better vantage point at least?
Yes, but bear in mind, trees only have the trunk you can hide behind.
Yeah,
There's not very much in the way of like small shrubbery here.
no, it's not leaving like between the 2 tree trunks. It's just getting up and around.
You can go around them, yeah.
Yeah. Um.
Yep.
Question:
What's that?
How tall are the walls?
The cliff walls.
Yes.
Give me a perception check to see how well you can estimate that. Because without direct scale, they're probably at some points they look like they might be as low as 30 because it's sort of like sloped, or low as 20 because they're sort of sloped. But at some points it looks like it goes upwards as high as 40 feet. It seems like as you get closer to the edges, let me get my ruler so I can show you. As you're getting closer to the edges, it's lower, but over towards this part of it, it's higher. You're basically climbing a bunch of shelf cliffs that are going towards the mountains right now.
Get a hold up.
We're missing the hobgoblins.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Things are wrong here.
They're missing the hobgoblins.
They're not setting up a tent.
And they're down one more goblin.
Down 4 more goblins.
No, we took out 3. So there's 2 hobgoblins and 1 goblin not accounted for here.
That's Osnig.
Yeah.
Oh.
There were 8 goblins, and then 8 goblins, 2 bugbears, and 2 hobgoblins.
Osnig
was one of them.
3.
Okay, I thought Osnig was listing that as that's the group who left.
I might not have worded that very well because I was trying to say that is the tribe.
Okay.
That's what was in their tribe.
Yeah. We might not have specified without him. Probably listed himself.
We're still missing 2 hobgoblins. That does not settle me well.
I agree. I wonder either they could be hiding or
If we get close to the adventure, I have an idea. Up on the side, if we get close enough on this side, do you think you can rush to take out big head, and I could maybe toss my little concoction over to the smaller group, give them a little distraction?
you could. I would be careful given that wood piling up out there. I wouldn't be surprised if they haven't set up the powder already. Though, having been in raider camps, doesn't seem like a place that they've set up to rest. They might have another campsite.
I was gonna message Osnig and ask if this looks like the site where the rock is.
You see him?
Understand Goblin.
Brimstone, you see Ozzy just suddenly stand up straight and his ears start twitching. He starts like looking around. You don't know what has set him on edge, but something set him on edge.
I'm gonna message Lee and ask him if he can ask Osnig about if this looks like the demolition site.
Lee does the same thing except his ears don't twitch.
He knows my voice.
I know, but it's part of the joke. He like looks down at Osnick and like slab squats next to him.
Slav squats, not British spy squats.
No, Lee only has slab squats in his thighs. But yeah, they're having a little conversation in Goblin right next to you, Brimstone and Morgan. And eventually he does, like, since unfortunately since the message would have ended by then, he actually moves up next to you. It's like, yeah, this apparently looks like the place.
Missing 2 hobgoblins. Look, they're not setting up camp. They must be planning something for tonight.
I don't know if they intended to set up camp. Arsenic said they were coming to get the rock and then come back.
Be waiting on the hobgoblins to come back so they can detonate it.
Maybe, I don't know.
Wait a second. I just went back to get Osnig and the other keg.
Lee just shrugs.
We would have passed by them if that was the case.
What if they were trying to be quiet? I mean, if they already know about the guardian in the forest, they don't want to set her off.
But we weren't, and they would have noticed us.
So they mean.
Well, we should probably still do something while they're not got a chance to blow up the powder.
I agree. I'm just a little hesitant about trying to
It can
rush
most likely
it back.
can disorientate them if I get over here. It's trees.
Okay.
You gotta trust me on this, Dervinche. So I think it only get about 2 of them, but I can get the bugbear and one of these smaller goblins in there. But other than that, we need to rush then.
Keta, I'm here to help protect Morgan and maybe not to have something horrible happen. I'm not here to get myself killed.
You shouldn't even be out here with us then.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Shouldn't be out here with us then.
Oh. Okay, I hate to be the person to have to say it, but you probably shouldn't be fighting right now. Because, Katie, you get loud when you get angry.
Be quiet. Yeah, we're going to need to rush them no matter what.
The fuck are we doing?
Very plan right now is I get over there and I can at least disorientate them with one of my spells.
Okay.
We rush them there, and if they're smart, they're gonna all pile on us there and we kill them there. And we don't fuck with black powder. The Rente here is saying that he doesn't want to get himself killed.
Well, I don't think anybody does.
Here, give me the thingy.
Lee just holds his hand out to you, Keta.
Give me the thingy.
Thingy!
Thingy you're going through.
She kind of pulls out the Molotov cocktail.
Yeah. He just sort of like makes the gimme motion with his hand.
To light this.
I can light it. I got a tinder.
I'm worried about me charging in there, you throwing fire in there, and suddenly something bad goes on.
Why do we need any of that when I can just burn it?
I think we're trying to avoid blowing the whole fucking mountain. How
I
much
could
powder?
burn it.
How much powder is going to yield a pretty big shrapnel explosion?
Are you gonna toss this in to the
Brimstone, make a
camp of the
perception check.
goblins?
Perception. I'm not good at these, and I don't think I'd still have. No, because we were 15 minutes away from the camp, so I still wouldn't have. I wouldn't have inspiration.
Alright. Never mind.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I was gonna let Brimstone get some insight about the packing of these explosives, but he didn't roll high enough to really see how they're doing it.
What are you planning on doing with this?
What you were going to do, but you're not in harm's way.
Harm's way.
Okay,
I see two dots.
how about this? Lee and I move over to there. Those of you who are ranged move up back there, and we do firing line to start. Surprise them.
At least within
Stay as far away from those explosives as possible.
30 feet to get most of my spells to work.
That was misclick.
I thought we were gonna. Should we roll initiative to keep our turn order in check?
I mean,
Probably wouldn't be the worst idea.
after we
Just so we know when it's
doing.
our turn to either move or.
Alright then. Yeah, let's go ahead, but let's only have a single turn for groups right now. So how are you guys dividing off?
Fucking
Cat has
God!
to go with intervention and lead to get close enough for spells.
Okay, I said 2 rolls, please.
Oh, sorry.
One for each group.
I mean,
Those can
Technically-
actually be a frontline
technically,
fighter.
technically Brimstone is the range group, so that could be for the ranged.
Yeah, and then I guess somebody else would have to. Or I guess.
Just going with Cat has to go with the closer ranged stuff.
I mean, she doesn't have to.
Most of my spells are within about a 30-foot, and most of my abilities are within a 30-foot.
Okay. Whatever.
Alright then. So where is range group going?
So I can't. I forgot to go the thing.
Alright, so
The
you
suggested idea was over here for a ranged group for you guys.
Alright then. That will take a couple of stealthy movements.
Yeah.
Or at least from here.
Yeah, it'll still take 2 movements to get there.
Yeah.
And then melee group goes kind of this way.
Because remember, we have to move in 15 foot increments. Because we're moving at half speed.
So 3 squares at a time.
Yep.
Does Dash technically work with stealth to...
You'd be breaking that.
No, it does not. Because inherently dashing while sneaking, I'd let you still make the stealth check, but it would be at disadvantage.
Okay.
If you think it's worth it, I mean, we still have pass without trace.
As long as you're within 30 feet of Failsley, you have pass without trace.
I think you just cast the spell. It's not an aura.
You have to stay within 30 feet of the person casting it. It's an aura around the person.
Yeah, 30 feet around me because the Chewinga's sitting on my shoulder. Or hanging off the...
Pray to that.
Okay, whatever. That's how Ashes rolled it, so that's fine.
That's how I've always seen Pass Without a Trace roll, because otherwise
Okay.
you could cast Pass Without a Trace in an area, and then you could just run in different directions.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
range is self.
Let's go. Let's go.
So, how it's gonna work, so that's fine.
Yeah.
So let's get moving.
That's how we managed to stop that giant graboid thing in the desert from chomping on the rest of the cart.
It's good. Yeah, the ruling is said.
Oh.
It's
No
alright,
point in
so
doing
if
it
you
right
all
now. We don't have time.
Yeah, we don't have. So we're splitting up. Is Osnig going with the melee group or the range group?
he only has blades right now, so he has to go melee.
Yeah.
There's 4 in melee. What, 3 in range?
Or if you guys wanted to stay back, he could stay back with the range group, he just can't do anything.
Stay back with range.
Yeah.
Who else is enraged?
Us.
I guess in this case, it's Morrigan, Failsy, and Brimstone. Morrigan to cast Eldritch Blast and to defend range group if anyone gets up on them.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Alright.
fine.
So you're
I'll-
splitting off 3 and 4.
Yeah.
I'll follow that midway.
Alright then. So I'll say melee group, you're moving up. You guys are moving up first. I need stealth check.
Okay.
Group stealth?
Group
That
stealth.
for melee. So not us.
So 33, 30.
And then Lee, because he is inherently melee.
Yeah. Bit hard to hit somebody at range with a shield.
Not high, but he has the +10 from Pass Without a Trace.
Yeah.
Because
So
we're-
collectively, that's a pass.
So just
We're
3
moving.
squares of movement.
I'm gonna say, as moving as a group, you guys are gonna be getting behind this tree.
Okay.
We're over behind this tree then.
Yeah, and then you guys can attempt it again, moving up behind the next tree.
Mm. Roll it
Melee
down.
group or range group?
This would still be melee group, and you guys will still get the Pass Without a Trace bonus, because it would go until about the halfway point where you'd already be behind your next cover.
Yeah.
So
I think
Okay.
that was would be
29, 30.
another.
Rolled a total 10, but it's a 20 because of Failsy.
Yeah.
Lee is not good at stealth.
I mean,
He's
yeah.
a big.
That makes sense.
Now we can go ahead and get the range group moving up.
Okay.
Two.
roll stealth.
Stealth it up.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, it's an 18 at least.
Yeah. 18, 21, 32.
Mhm. I'm just adding the bonus in for Osnigs. Yeah.
32 as well. Yeah, you guys silent like the wind.
This is gonna end up
You can
being
move
like
up behind the
last-
next tree. I'll move Osnig.
It's gonna end up being like my last game. I can't roll for shit outside of combat. Combat starts, and I'm fucking god.
Alright. One more movement. Try to get behind, or try to get within cover of these trees.
Now we fucking know.
Osnig is fine. He's gonna go behind that tree.
Mm-hmm. We're just gonna have him hide there.
He squats.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright.
We're just
You all
gonna-
can get.
Fails
I'm
in.
just gonna sit here and watch the massacre.
He's fine with this.
I don't want to sit where.
Oh, so Fails is just gonna sit
Fel's
there.
gonna- Yeah, Fel's going to stay here, so she's mid range of both.
Alright.
Okay.
So you two
But
can
has
move to the further back position, and Felzy stays where she is.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone's within your radius still. Alrighty then. So, you all are in position.
Yeah.
You could launch your attack at any moment you desire.
I think
Okay.
we're gonna wait for Lee to do the first toss.
Alright then,
Is
so
that
you
what it
did give him the...
I gave it to him before we started moving.
Alright. I just didn't hear if you had agreed to give it to him or not.
Basically, Keta's just gonna duck down so she doesn't get caught in the blast because she kind of slipped in front of Lee.
Alright then. Alright. He looks at everyone. Basically waiting for a sign of if we're good or not. Has a hard time seeing most of you with the fact that the rest of you are just so fucking stealthy.
Yeah. Just a bit.
Alright. He nods, aims, and gonna decide where he throws it.
Let this work.
Throw it at the big guy.
Weirdly enough, Lee does actually have some knowledge for how Molotov cocktails work. Who would have guessed? A food-based weapon, and Lee knows how it works.
A food-based weapon with fire for a chef that's lived on a boat most of his life.
It's almost like throwing fire is effective against other boats.
Oh, almost.
So Lee is actually going to throw the Molotov cocktail at one of the stones that is making the edge of the campfire.
Ooh. Yeah.
Because it would create a 10-foot radius burst of fire. That would hit
Yep.
all of them.
Yep.
Need to get my hand crossbow ready for a shot.
Alright, and I'm going to make a dexterity save throw for all of them to try to avoid. They're making it at disadvantage because they were not expecting this.
Oh, fuck, girl.
Good thing I got the whiskey.
They all rolled 4. They all fail.
Ouch.
Alright, so not a ton of fire damage, but it's a good bit. Alright, so both the goblins are immediately incinerated.
Oh yeah.
Because it did 7 points of fire damage, and they have 7 health. So yeah, you just see them, like, as they're covered with flaming alcohol and start rolling around on the ground, desperately trying to put it out. I should put some battle music on. But yeah, they're desperately trying to put out the fire, and they just cannot.
Can I shoot?
Yes, you all are getting a surprise round right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot at the big guy.
Shall we roll initiative to know who goes
Yes.
at what?
Are you gonna clear out the initiative then? So
Yeah.
Don't.
Well, again, it'll just replace that initiative.
Yeah. Yeah, for those of us that already rolled, it'll just replace it.
Alright.
There we go.
Initiative.
Motherfucker!
God damn it!
17.
I love the motherfucker. Goddamn. Oh, 17. Just content.
Yeah.
I'm a baby at 8. Leave me alone.
All
I just want to
right.
get one shot off before everyone else kills them all.
Okay. The hobgoblin, or not the hobgoblin, but the bugbear technically tied with you, Keta. Yeah, because he rolled a 6 plus 2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you ahead of it though because you have the surprise round.
Doesn't Keta have the higher? Oh no, because she has
Nope.
jack of all trades.
I've
Yeah.
dropped down to 8.
Same next year.
Yeah. Just she has jack of all trades. I was forgetting about that.
Alrighty then. And the goblins, I need to roll for them. They share initiative counts. The same. They both rolled 6 with plus 2.
So 8 again.
Everything moves on 8.
Yeah, apparently.
Alright then. So, let's see, whose turn is it first? Brimstone, after the initial Molotov is thrown, You see the bugbear frantically slapping fire off of its body in an attempt to try to put itself out. It burns. That thing's got a lot of hair. Smells terrible.
Yeah. Which one of the goblins is the smart one?
That would be Big Brain, who is the one with the pink marker.
Perfect. Can I
Just
see
so you
him
guys
from
can
here?
see them. This is Big Brain. You can, but he's got a little bit of cover. Not that it matters for you.
Yeah.
You
okay.
can see him, and that's all that matters.
Okay.
You can see that there are 2 goblins here.
Yeah. Well, that guy paints a much bigger target. So.
All right.
Look at that head. That
Yeah.
goblin just screams headshot.
Yeah.
His
that's what I'm
his head is almost like a 2-foot sphere.
saying. Yeah, it's perfect. Perfect for ventilation. Do I have advantage from being hidden or no?
This is a surprise round, so I'm giving it to you.
Okay, sweet. Alright, I'm gonna try to just get rid of him.
All right. All right. Because he does not technically have any other way to defend himself from this, you hit.
You think you killed him?
You actually don't.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because he had magic. He might have class stuff.
You see the shot. Actually, you were trying to aim for the head, but at the last second, because of the fire, he like spun around. And you have to like put his head behind a tree, so you're just like crap. And you have to take a shot to his shoulder.
Okay.
Hurts him a lot, but he's still standing. It looks like you almost just blew his left arm off. Almost. It's still just hanging on.
I'm gonna...
I always forget how much damage Mercy does.
Yeah, 2d10.
That must have been a pretty good roll, too.
Yeah, it was almost max.
10 plus 9.
Yeah, 10 to 9. Okay. I guess object interaction switch from
Alright.
Mercy to revolver.
Alright then.
And that's it.
I'm nice in allowing you to both draw and stow a weapon in a single object interaction.
Yeah, because I can't technically do that yet.
Alright. Da Vinci. There's a flaming bugbear in front of you. He doesn't like this fact. You want to make his life
He
worse?
doesn't. He
doesn't
doesn't like
seem
the
to.
fact that he's on fire. Well, I'm gonna make him dislike another fact.
You're gonna make... Alright.
Casting that as bonus action.
Alright.
Suddenly, this fancy man appears out of nowhere.
Alright, do bear in mind you currently do not have any momentum. It's been a while since the last combat.
Yes, I know. But I can give myself advantage because of Zephyr Strike.
Yep.
16.
16 versus a hobgoblin. Or, not a... Why do I keep saying hobgoblin?
Bugbear.
That's a bugbear. Just hits.
In this case, it's 4 force damage and 6 slashing.
Is... Okay. I was confused because it said momentum there and sweet. You must have that
just
set
because
up. Is that like a global damage modifier or something you have set up?
I have it set up as a global damage modifier that calls my class resource. But if my
Okay.
class resource is 0, it's not going to pop up.
Okay. Alright then, so total of 10 damage?
Yes, total of 10 damage for the first hit.
Alright. You slice into his thick hide. You manage to pierce past his armor. He's still standing, but that hurt him.
And I'm guessing that missed.
Yeah, that one misses. You try to take a strike in with the silver short sword, it just glances off part of his hide.
And then... Woo, 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 woo.
Alright. I don't think you have the mobile feat, do you?
It's Zephyr Strike. Zephyr Strike means I don't provoke a
Oh, it doesn't provoke
attack.
opportunity attacks. Okay.
And when I
You're fine.
use that extra damage, it gives me 30 extra feet of movement speed.
Alright.
Zephyr Strike, we're good.
So this fancy man appears, slice, and disappears into the woods.
I mean, you don't disappear, but they can still see you.
Yeah, but he's now booking it.
Yeah.
And moves away before he can react.
Alright then. Morgan.
Eldritch blasting what looks like the biggest threat to her right now, which is Mr. Bugbear.
Alright. Mr. Bugbear gets an Eldritch Blast.
Ha!
It seems like the sudden appearance of a man with two swords put him on edge, so your Eldritch Blast, he just happens to notice and ducks his head out of the way, just in time before he gets hit.
Okay.
Don't you know this is the legendary Hell Bugbear? Fire makes him stronger.
So as fire makes him stronger and more fire puts him on edge.
Fire makes him stronger until he dies.
Alright then. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Alright then. Failsy.
Okay, so he's not dead yet?
He's not dead. He is still standing.
He feels happy.
I'm not dead yet!
Well, it just feels good. Let's
Double
fix that.
check one spell. Where is it?
One spell. Failsy's favorite spell, cast spell.
It doesn't say. Oh damn. I wanted to use Spider Hand. Would the Spider Hand as its own work on my
I'd
turn
say usually spells designate if a summoned creature acts on your turn. So pop it into the chat and let's see.
order? I control it, so I'm assuming it uses.
I'd say it probably acts on your turn then.
So if I spawn it this turn, I can still use it this turn.
Sure. We're doing a lot of fast and wild rules ruling right now.
Sorry, I just wanted to double check that before I moved ahead with that. So yeah, she's gonna pop off her hand and turn into a spider.
Yeet.
Let me get my character sheet out for a spider.
Hello, Spider.
The small scooter.
Then as a bonus action, okay, let's knock off a spell slot for that. Then as a can I use a bonus action spell, or is that against the rules?
Is it a cantrip?
No.
Then no. Alright then.
I don't think I've got any bonus action cantrips, so
Alright then. I've also realized something that spell hinders you quite a bit on.
Yeah.
Because, implication-wise, you technically can't cast magic that requires somatic components right now.
Yeah.
but I also have subtle spells, so I still have a few charges off spells.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Just you can't cast if you don't have potion points.
Yeah. Though I can cannibalize my spell slots into
Yep.
sorcery points.
Alright, so you've created your spider. Are you going to make it move?
No, because I need it right there for my next turn.
Fair enough.
I was going to set it on fire.
Oh!
My original plan was to give it fire breath and launch it at the bugbear.
Gotcha.
breathing
I understand.
fire.
I understand what's going on now. Alright then. Well, that's your turn for now.
Yeah.
Lee! Lee is going to move forward and punch a bugbear. Because this goes well for people.
I mean, he'll be fine.
Alright then. I have to actually check Lee's statistics for combat because it's been a while since he's been in combat.
Punch.
Okay. Oh, you know it's been a while since Lee's been in combat. Alright. Oh, he hits though. With a total of 19.
Oh. 2 hit. I thought you meant damage. I was like, fuck!
No. No, he does 6 points of damage though when he punches. Low roll, Lee. Low roll.
Crunching him in the face with his walk.
Yeah, just punched him with a giant clamshell.
Bah!
Just like, ha! I did it! Why aren't you dead?
Ah.
I expected that to go better. Keta, it's your turn.
Fuck.
Lee punched a man.
Up here. Lee punched a man. Cat is gonna shoot a man.
What does they gotta do to shoot a man?
She's gonna fucking take out her hand crossbow and try to do this.
That hits.
Did it.
Call it to shoot a man. Oh,
Baby did,
3
it's like
damage.
4
He
health.
had 4 health.
Son of a bitch.
You peg him in the shoulder and he just like, oh!
That's fine. Lee has like 19 HP.
Ketchup's just gonna hold up her crossbow and just kind of copy a primal goblin shriek. Like, ah!
Jesus.
Alright then. So it's the bugbear's turn.
Just panic shrieking.
It's very badly hurt. But it has decided that the one before it shall be the one it hits. It whips out its Morning Star and tries to bash Lee over the head with it.
Why you punch Grog? Grog don't like.
And Lee deftly uses one of his shields to just smack it off to the side.
You know, fucking do it again.
Alright then. Next is the goblin's turns. Because that's all the bugbear can do. It has a single attack. What I'm going to... let me see what it's gonna do. It is alarmed. It has a short bow. It does not want to get into melee with people it has seen do this. I'm gonna roll a d6. 1 to 2, it's going to shoot Travinci. 3 to 4, it's going to shoot Lee. And then 4 to 5, it's going to try to shoot Keta. Oh, you know what I mean. It's going to try to shoot Lee. 5 to 6 is what I meant.
Keta's gonna try to.
That's D8.
I'm glad
It's going to try to shoot Keta.
Ah, shit.
Okay, I'm still gonna do cutting words.
Alright. Attack roll. You don't need to. As the
Okay.
arrow just...
Wait, so-
You're getting ready to insult it to stop it from shooting you, and it just goes over your head.
Clack.
Really, that's kind of pathetic.
You cannot...
Fish's mockery as a reaction.
You see Big Head, though, looks around. And you see rainbow lights start twinkling in his eyes.
Ah.
I gotta measure a thing.
Gee, I wonder why he has such a big head. Maybe because there's a crystal in there.
I wish didn't reload after every shot. Ah, it makes me sad.
The only person safe from this is Brimstone.
Oh my god! Wait, really?
That includes the bugbear.
Oh.
The bugbear is getting hit by this.
Oh, I don't like that.
As you see the goblin hold up its hand, well, like basically holding up the arm that the elbow, the shoulder of the arm that almost got shut up. and in the hand of that arm, you start seeing a little bead of red form.
Oh shit, Osmond's gonna have to make that save too, isn't he?
No, Osmond's out of the range.
Ah! Okay, good.
But does not go off this turn.
Oh. Fuck.
Oh no.
Brimstone, your turn.
Okay.
Oh, wait, crap. Something actually else happened. Specifically to Lee.
Oh, okay.
Because either of you guys, no one noticed.
Okay.
I never hit it.
Something happened, but none of us noticed.
Wait, Cat did notice?
Nope. None of you noticed them.
Wait.
You guys didn't roll a perception check of above 22, which was their stealth roll.
I thought that the hobgoblins would be above.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, and they are both taking shots at Lee, because he is within melee range of one of their companions.
Ah, shit. Yeah, pack
I don't see them, and I can't use cutting words.
No.
Alright, and they technically are attacking from stealth as well.
They already have advantage. Fuck.
Thank fuck Lee's got a decent AC.
They don't actually have pack tactics. What they have is martial advantage.
Oh, shit. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's bad.
Alright, that's one hit on Lee. And then a miss, luckily. So only one of them hits Lee. Still quite a bit of damage, though.
Yeah, it's like martial advantage sucks. I mean, it's great, but it sucks.
It's great when it's on your side.
Yeah.
Alright, then. Alright, so that's going to be... Ooh, low roll, though. Low roll. Still not bad damage. That's going to be 11 points of damage to Lee.
Oh.
Ooh.
As he just gets pegged with 2 crossbow bolts. Well, one goes past him, but the other one just nails him solidly in the shoulder. He just goes, "Ugh!"
With the crossbow bolt landing, does Keta see where it came from?
Yeah, they revealed themselves when they took shots, and you guys heard the snap of the crossbow strings.
Mm.
The hobgoblins!
Oh, so that's what a hobgoblin looks like.
Yep. Alright, now it's your turn, Brimstone.
Okay. I'm gonna spend the grit point for advantage. I'm gonna activate the brand because I want this little motherfucker dead.
That's fair.
I'm gonna take me a shot. Give me a crit boost. Damn it.
21.
Yeah,
He is going to use his reaction to cast shield.
You bitch.
That bumps his AC up to, at this point, with his mage armor and everything, now it bumps AC up to 22.
Yeah, I don't have anything to pump that up. I forget.
Why do you forget?
Because this never happened before. If I use the brand but it misses, do I still take the damage?
No, the brand basically only infuses damage into the shot if it hits.
Okay.
I should still make it do damage, but I'm not.
Okay.
Actually,
that's up to you if I gotta take the damage.
I would say you do have to take the damage because towards a creature stick fun of kegs and you missed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Alright,
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll a probability because it bounced shield and hit the wall, or it bounced off a shield and is gonna hit the kegs.
There you
Probability roll. I'm gonna put this at it has to roll above an 80 to have hit the kegs.
go. Okay.
Close, but it doesn't.
Kind of just impacts above it.
Yeah, it just like. But that's your shot. Are you gonna do anything else this turn?
I don't think I have anything as bonus action. No, I don't. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay.
All right.
So, Da Vinci.
Yep, Da Vinci, it is your turn.
Okay, then. Going to...
Oh, shit. Right.
be risky.
Mark that down.
To be risky or not. That like, it's very clear that goblin is still kind of charging its laser or whatever it's doing.
Yes.
Yeah, but he just deflected my shot.
I'm planning to target him with saving throw attacks.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, but Da Vinci doesn't know that.
Yeah.
No metagaming.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, all you see right now is that he is currently holding this little bead of red energy in his hand. You don't know what it's going to do, but you can't imagine it's good. He's laughing like a maniac.
Yeah. Kind of panicking at what the heck that goblin is going to do. Bonus action dash to get within 5 feet.
All right.
And
Is Zephyr Strike still active whenever you use the damage?
Yes.
The Zephyr Strike technically is still active in the fact that I avoid opportunity attack.
Yeah, he does not have to
But-
spend it in order to get the bonus damage.
The bonus damage has been consumed of it.
Okay. So, yeah, you still don't have the bonus. You don't have the bonus damage or the extra 30-foot movement it gives.
Yes.
You do still have
Nor-
the... Yeah.
Nor the advantage.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, just making sure.
Yeah, he only has the concentration effects, not the first.
Gotcha.
Okay. Slice.
Just bounces harmlessly off the shield.
And slice.
Hey, I think
Just
that
hits.
Thank God. Some fuckers got 22 AC.
7 damage.
All right, he is still standing, but I'm going to make a concentration check for him.
Good. Or
That's
big
Not
bad.
good.
Base DC 10.
Like
All right. Just made it. He rolled a 9 plus 1.
Ah, damn it.
All right then. That's not good. He still took 7 damage though. He has
And Da Vinci is going to use the rest of his movement to move into a place that has a bit of cover from at least one of the hobgoblins.
all right. Mulligan.
Tell me if this is metagaming or not.
Uh,
Elevation. Do we have cover if we're under a tree?
You would assume so. They've only taken shots at people who aren't under trees right now.
Yeah.
All right, Mulligan.
Maybe.
okay. Lee's got a handle on Bugbear, so she's going for Big Brain.
All right. Believe you're in range of Eldritch Blastage.
Damn it.
10 unfortunately does not hit. You just hear him cackling. Alright, do you want to move at all or just stay where you are?
But the thing's gonna go off anyway, so she's gonna start moving toward him.
I mean, we don't know that.
As far as she knows, it's gonna go off anyway, so she might as well
That's fair.
try to kill him. And
fair.
she's better at smacking than shooting, so...
That's right.
I think that's 30 feet?
It would be 6 squares.
Yeah, you can use the ruler to look as well.
Oh, yeah.
You can move one more square.
Yeah, you've got one more square move.
Okay.
Oh. Yep, there you go. All right.
These squares are like 7.5.
Well, I tried. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. It's just
Failsy.
That's 30 feet.
Actually, they're a bit more accurate. 5.5.
That's 40 feet, but
That's 6 squares.
well, again, the squares aren't perfect,
okay.
Yeah.
So just go by 30.
and also you have to measure from the center point of your current square, not the edge of the next square.
Okay, I was going by ignoring like exactly what the ruler said and just going by how many squares I can move.
Okay.
But if that's the case,
Well, even still, you have to measure from the center point of your current square, because that would be the next 5 feet of movement with the ruler.
I think she's measuring for the spider.
Okay, yeah, I know. Does the spider have 40-foot movement?
I'll double
Yeah,
check,
so-
but I think it's like 30. That's why I was counting 6 squares
Okay.
like, from the spider. Where's my button? Oh,
Right
spider.
then.
Oh,
I will say, because everything else has been using the ruler, use the ruler.
Okay.
Okay. Spider has. Oh, it's slower.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tiny creature.
Okay, so. But there
Alright.
is its speed, 20 foot.
Alright. You can go ahead and move it up there.
Before I let it go, I'll use my bonus action to imbue it with elemental breath
Alrighty.
because it can't actually make an attack, or it can, but
It can now. It's also
since
not a
elemental
familiar,
breath,
so it can also attack, so yeah, it's fine.
it's basically takes its action and it does a thing.
Alright, so you imbue it with elemental breath and it moves up.
Got us
I can't
forward.
say that's metagaming. It'd probably
I
better
was
to be
planning on
cold than
setting
fire.
towards the big head.
Alright. You said you were using cold breath or fire breath?
It doesn't seem to like fire, so I'm gonna fire breath.
Alright. Why is someone's ruler just on the screen?
It's
Cat's
not
up.
going away.
Oh.
I literally can't get it to go away.
Does measuring something else not make it go away?
Okay, there we go.
Well, it's still there, but it's not as quite as in the way.
There you go.
There we go.
Okay.
There you go. Sorry.
Alright. It is a 15-foot cone it excels, isn't it?
Yes.
So if I picture
So assuming
how
you're aiming it this way. So you're hitting the bugbear with it.
I don't want to hit Lee with it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can aim it in a way that you will only hit the bugbear. That's easy enough.
I just wanted to go floosh in that way and hit the bugbear
That's easy enough.
in a that way.
Not quite gonna hit Big Head, unfortunately, but you will hit the bugbear, not bug hair. That's a different monster.
Oh god.
Alright, so go ahead and roll the damage for Elemental Breath. And it's a... For cold, would it be a Constitution saving throw, or is it a Dex save?
I think it's
It's-
always Dex.
Alright, so I believe that's a plus.
Throw of 3d6 damage, or it takes half.
Alright then. For bugbears, it rolled a 15. It has a +2, I believe.
I think it succeeds anyway.
Yeah, 17.
So it's 3d6.
Please. Ooh.
6
3. It is dead, though, because it
Yeah.
had 1 HP.
Almost killed it. Almost.
You shoot it in the shoulder, and it's like starting to wobble and fall over, and then just like from a point you can't even see because it's a tiny spider on the ground, just a cone of cold just fires out and just freezes it over, and it collapses.
Fails is using fire damage.
Oh, fire! I don't know why I keep saying cone of cold. So just a cone of fire just comes out and burns it even further than it already had been burned.
just gets the last few bits that weren't already thoroughly cooked.
Yep. All right then.
And it turns out one hair was his Achilles hair, and that kills him.
Just a single hair.
Yeah.
All right. So I believe that's your turn, Failsy.
No, I still have my my normal action.
All right then. What are you doing with your normal action? Bear in mind you can only use it to cast a action cantrip since you cast a level bonus action spell.
So I'm just marking off some sorcery points because I
All
had
right.
to do this one.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going. Why can't I click my character? There we go. So I'm assuming I can get a bit ahead of my spider. So it's
Yeah, if you want to move forward, you can.
so I can get a clear shot at this asshole.
Yep.
Yeah. Which one would be better? I have 3 different spells that do evil things.
All right then. Bear in mind it has to be a cantrip, not a spell.
That's 3 cantrips that do evil things.
All right, just making sure. I hear spell that does evil thing, and I'm just thinking about many of Failsy's evil spells.
I'm wondering if I should use Infestation. It's a con save,
And that's
What
when
is
it
he?
turns out that Brimstone's dad has made all of these.
and I can force it to move.
Yeah, you could.
All right then. All right. Yep. Don't take too long with your turn, by the way. Let's keep
I'm gonna
moving.
use Infestation. Blips. Cast a level cantrip.
Infestation. So a con save from this creature. +1 to Constitution.
Failsy's con saves is 15. DC is 15.
That's a total 19. It rolled an 18.
Fucking
Damn.
It's been doing well, and I don't like that fact.
yeah. All right, that's it. Boom.
Can I force it to re-roll that? Dominate Fate?
No, because it wasn't an attack action against you, and Dominate Fate functions like a luck point. It doesn't let you re-roll another creature saving throw.
Yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately.
All right. Lee is gonna try to punch him, and I am trying to move this faster. I'm sorry about it taking a while, guys. Lee, punch him, please. Why do you even try, Lee?
Lee, buddy.
Ketta, it's your turn.
Casta's gonna try to reach out within 60 feet because she's out of options at the moment and she doesn't want this boom to go off. So she maybe tries to break the barrels that might lessen the explosion. She doesn't know how this works. So she's going to choose this point right next to Big Head and cast Shatter.
All right, that's another Constitution saving throw, and with unavoidable damage.
Unavoidable.
What is your spell save DC? He rolled a 16
15.
total.
Alright, so it has 16 thunder damage.
So 8.
8. But as a note, a non-magical object that is not being worn or carried also takes the damage within the spell's area.
All right, so it would affect the barrels.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, so the barrels are suddenly cracked and sundered, and you start seeing the black powder pour upon the ground.
She's just gonna let out another fucking primal shriek and cast the Shatter.
All right, then.
I'm gonna have to get.
He's still standing. I have to make another Constitution saving throw to see if he can maintain his spell, though.
Just gonna duck underneath the trees.
Con.
He has a +1 to con, and
He's
he
just
rolled a
rolling
fucking
well.
9!
Again?
Yes!
Fuck.
I could screenshot and show you if you guys don't believe me, but he is rolling the numbers
No.
required.
No.
I wish I did something else.
As a bonus action, Ketch is just gonna try to inspire Lee and say, "I love you. Please don't die."
I'm trying!
Alright, Bugbear dead. Goblin turn.
I'm out of second level spells.
Alright then. Unfortunately, he was able to get his turn back around.
Bastard.
He looks around with his 1 hit point.
Fuck.
An 8!
He had 9.
Not again! Not again!
If he hadn't
He's-
cast shield, I probably would have killed him.
Yes. He started off this combat with 40 health.
If I would have crit, probably could.
He would have been dead in the 1 shot, probably, given that it's you. Mr.
Yeah.
I shoot a god creature for 50 damage. Anyways,
To be fair, that was perfect damage almost across the board.
yeah. He's just looking around, looks at all of the combatants around him, knows that
Oh.
he's on death's door.
He's gonna fireball himself.
Yep. He's actually going to throw it directly on top of this bugbear. Because then it will hit as many of you as possible, and the black powder. So everyone make dexterity saving throws.
Everyone?
Everyone.
Ah,
Fuck.
Even Brimstone?
Not Brimstone and him. He's way out of range. Sorry.
The way you just did looked like Morrigan and Keter are just out of range, actually, though.
well,
Like, could you...
No. Wait. I don't have it visible to people. Sorry.
That is just within range.
Yeah, you're just within range. That's just within range. That goblin's also in range. That hobgoblin's out of range. But
yeah,
Vince's in
he's elevated.
range. Why is my stupid ruler not showing? Yeah, it hits everyone except Brimstone and the other goblin.
Okay. The
Luckily,
spider-
his save DC is only 13.
Does
Fuck.
the spider have
God damn it!
I thought I set the DC low enough.
Well, it's just shit
Luckily,
rolls.
also, a lot of you have resistance to fire damage.
And
Alright. Can I,
Alright.
let me just double check something. I thought Da Vinci might have had something to affect his
How do I do a dex
saving
save?
throws.
You roll your dexterity saving throw.
I mean, how much HP does the spider have? Because it might not matter.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter. The spider would die.
It has 3 HP max.
Yeah. I'm
No.
sorry. Alright, so he incinerates himself. The other goblin is incinerated. The blown back from the explosion. Everyone who failed to save 22 points of fire damage. Half that if you succeeded, an additional half if you have fire resistance.
So,
So-
Failsley takes like 6, 5.
Failsy
Da
takes
Vinci's at
5.
18, and he's one of the closest ones to the explosives.
Well, you're actually one of the furthest ones from the explosive. Unless you're talking about the black powder, because I now have to roll for what happens with the black powder, because it did get broken open.
Yeah.
That's what I meant with the black powder.
Time to do a probability of if it's still compacted enough to cause a proper explosion, or if it just burns. Oh.
That's
Oh,
bad.
I set it at 90 and I rolled a 93. So it still explodes.
Awesome.
Alright, let's see. Because it's starting from this point.
Do we have to make another dex check for that, or what?
The only person in the blast radius is Lee.
Fuck.
Oh god.
He has an inspiration!
I'm gonna make a check for him, but the DC for this type of fireball is a lot higher.
Oh, failed to be
Fixing
for the
already.
spider dying.
Yeah,
You
I
took
took some
1
damage.
point of necrotic damage. Alright, Lee. Try, boy, try. Oh. 3.
Bad did he fail?
He rolled a 3.
Oh, Yeah, inspiration ain't safe.
Then I rolled the inspiration. He rolled a 2. He has a dexterity of not high enough.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, so Lee... I didn't actually roll his original dexterity saving throw, so I'm going to do that real quick. See if he took full damage from the fireball.
Not looking forward to if he goes down. Or when he goes down, rather.
Okay, he succeeded against the first fireball.
Oh.
So he takes 11 from that.
11 from that. And I have not rolled damage for the second one yet, but he did fail.
So he's taken 22 already.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not looking good. He has 7 HP.
Hey, he's still... Oh, shit.
That's before this fireball. Oh, this is bad.
Oh, shit.
Alright, so for every 5 pounds of gunpowder, this does a d6 of damage.
And there was, what, 75?
Hopefully it doesn't do like Lee's max HP.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the thing. That's a lot of dice.
That's a lot of dice.
Because if it's per 5 pounds and one of those was 75 pounds, that's 50 bucks.
It's not the full explosion, mind you, because some of it does not go off properly. It's the equivalency.
Okay.
He's essentially taking 10 d6 worth of fire damage.
Ouch.
So,
He's unconscious, but he's not dead.
Does he still look like an orc?
We'll resolve that next time. Here's where we end tonight off.
Yeah.
No. God damn.
All right. Chill.
Give me a second to get my shill stuff. You can grab my links to shill.
Yeah, I didn't intend it to go this long. I'm sorry about that. I was trying to move us along, but there's a lot of discussion about the plan.
I was worried when we were starting combat at 10.
Yeah, I had to get at least this part done because I didn't want to do a part 3 of the Powder Gangers.
So hi everybody.
I also have to
My
make sure I
name's
have
Andy.
stuff ready for me.
You can find my friend Tim at It's Me Timothy. He plays Dead by Daylight. And then you can find me Sundays at twitch.tv/Latvian Citizen, where I play Desire, the fairy blood hunter. She got her shit fucked up last session. And we're finally making it back to town. Again, for like the 3rd time. Let's see if we can actually make it. But that is 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/Latvian Citizen.
Okay.
Does anyone else have anything to shill?
Nope.
All right then. Well, the silence is deafening.
Sorry, I was putting the links into the Twitch chat.
All good.
But okay, so yeah, if nobody else has anything else to shill, then just should fate align for us yet again next week, we will be back here on this channel around 7 p.m. EST on Thursday to find out what happens next.
Oh, please let Lee live. Kata doesn't need this heartbreak on top of all the other trauma.
He's not dead. It didn't do enough damage to kill him instantly.
There's enough healers.
Something might have happened with him being unconscious.
Oh yeah, something definitely happened.
So everyone else knows about...
We'll find out next week.
Yeah, we don't know specifically what happened. We don't know if it'll be immediately visible or not.
We're just gonna have to wait and see, but we still have, thankfully, Big Brain's gone, but we still have 2 hobgoblins to contend with.
They got blown away.
Oh, they
I'll-
did?
Yeah. They didn't get hit with the damage, but they did get blown.
They at least got knocked away.
Yeah.
Well, if they
Yes,
come
they
back,
did.
we still need to contend with them.
Yeah, that's not good.
Think Keta had that clutch shatter in hand that broke open the barrels.
It
Yeah,
probably at
'cause
least lets
otherwise
some
Lee would have
damage.
died. Lee would have just straight up died because it would have dealt many more d6 worth of damage.
Yeah.
For once, I actually did something useful in combat and not die.
Yeah!
Instead, your boyfriend's about to die.
Shut up.
Yeah!
Anyway. So, for sure, nobody else has anything to shill or anything like that?
I exist in a metaphysical state called death.
Okay, besides the obvious with you.
Yeah!
I don't think that's metaphysical. I think it's just physical.
That's what you think.
Anyhow. So, yeah, I think we're good to just call it a night and see y'all next week.
Yeah.
Everybody say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. We'll see y'all next week.